All right, whatever. Here we go. Touching Tips, episode fucking something 30.
33. This is fucking
33,
yeah.
Larry Legend.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Is there a better 33? That's funny, Zach. We say Larry Legend and Zach is back.
Yeah. The white man.
That's hilarious.
My oldest and my middle son won their rec league basketball championship this past weekend. So
Speaking of that,
and he had the ultimate white man shot too.
was
He
gonna say-
fucking went in and he like sky hooked it. It was fucking nice.
That's
the
that's
oldest.
nice.
Yeah.
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 Speaking about white basketball players, anybody see the Celtics game last night?
No. I caught
They
some of
lost
it.
by 2. It was a great game, but
Yeah.
Pritchard in the corner, like on a running 3, dude. Everybody in the freaking thing. He's the smallest dude. He could always get his hands on a rebound too. I don't understand that.
Yeah. So who wants it more, man? Basketball sucks. I don't want to even talk about it.
Peyton,
I watch it.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard reminds me of like the fucking kid Brick from the show The Middle. Like he goes to college and sheds his autism and becomes a pro.
He does look like Brick.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's as much as a menace though.
Is in the middle? What is that? Malcolm in the Middle?
No, that's the one
a different
afterwards.
show.
Oh.
It's got like the
Dewey's the more menace one. Brick was kind of he does look more like Brick.
yeah.
Like that big head.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid's got some kind of like gland issue
Oh,
where
does
he's never gonna grow up. He's like a white Webster.
Like
He definitely doesn't. Do you get the Webster reference?
no, but is
Yeah.
that like
It's like telling this kid like, you know Alf?
Yeah.
I know Elf. motherfucker.
Was there, what was
Who's
that kid's
the-
name? Emmanuel Lewis? Was that him?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another. Who was the kid who did pussy marijuana? I want.
Oh, Andy Milonakis.
Andy
Yeah,
Milonakis.
yeah.
Yeah. He's got that.
He just
gland
popped
issue.
up on somebody's podcast recently.
You know who he looks like to me? He looks like Andrew Dice Clay now, but as a Andy Milonakis.
I don't get that.
Never seen Andrew Dice Clay now?
Yeah. Now
Now he looks just
Now
like an
he-
old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I.
he'd be wearing like Elton John glasses
That's
and
what I'm
shit.
saying.
So does
I
Andy
don't
Milonakis.
understand. Does he? Oh, he didn't have any fun glasses on
They're
when I
both
last
fat.
seen him. And they're both fat.
So yeah, what do we got on the agenda today?
I don't know. I feel like we should go over this fucking Mr. Hess character that you guys were just. That you
Oh
were
my
just
God.
talking
I don't
about.
think anyone's interested in that at all
I don't
outside
think
of
I'll
like
ever- I don't
Naugatuck
think-
Valley.
I was gonna
but,
say, and if
yeah.
I say anything about that, I don't think I'll ever get a job anywhere in the Naugatuck Valley. if
Oh,
I
you're
do
not
that.
allowed. All right.
No,
Yeah,
he's
no.
like fucking Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
He likes. to-
Anybody out there who played Woodbury Little League baseball though in the 1980s and 90s fucking knows Pete Hess was a legend. So
He's still a legend.
yeah,
dude.
that's a fucking dope hat. You got to get me one of those hats.
I will. I
Yeah.
can get you one of these.
All right,
Yeah, easy.
got to get me 2 actually because my brother definitely is gonna want one. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we went over this last time. I don't know how Jesus having 12 friends came up or some shit or why this is on there.
Yep.
But it literally took me like 12 people to get to you, Brennan. Of
I'll-
like my childhood list from like the 3rd grade.
I'll
Of,
take
like,
that.
Yeah, you're my 12th apostle.
Yeah. I don't think I could. Yeah. I don't think I could name 12 people I've ever liked.
No, Peter was a badass though.
Peter the Apostle.
Yeah.
Give me some fucking.
The Peter that's on my list is a fucking Purple Heart war veteran. So yeah, maybe it just runs if you name your kid Peter.
Oh, these are. Oh yeah, no. Obviously,
Yeah.
Mitraka is not a fucking.
Did you think he
apostle,
was
no.
listing the apostles?
Well, I just saw Peter and he's
Wayne,
I'm pretty
you know,
sure
Wayne
Peter's
the
second
apostle.
or some shit like that. Yeah, Wayne the apostle.
the Book of Wayne.
Yo, that is like funny when people like just when they get all mad, they're like, you know, Jesus was brown. It's like, and then they rewrote the book and like all his friends are just named Peter, Paul, and John.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the book is named Jesus and Mohammed. Like, get the fuck out of
Moses.
here. Yeah.
No, it's if you know what's annoying about reading the Bible? Like you want to get into it, and then the first like in the Old Testament, you got to get through like an essay of just fucking family lineage that doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense, and the word you're like, this is fucking annoying. I'm done.
I mean, whoever wrote it just wasn't exactly an artur, you know?
Yeah.
It's all right. So what's the deal with Peter? Why is he such a fucking badass? Are we turning this into a theology podcast?
No,
All right.
I'm not turning into a religion podcast.
I don't know. I feel like there's a good joke in there that's getting buried. What was he doing? What was he up to?
He was like the fucking killer. They had to crucify him upside down because he said he wanted to be. I'm pretty sure, but he freaking.
Jesus wasn't the only one getting crucified?
Oh, no, they all ended up
got
dying.
Crucified.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's fucked
I'm
up.
pretty sure Peter was upside down.
It's like how nobody remembers there are other people in that Kobe Bryant helicopter.
Including his
It's
daughter.
like Jesus
Yeah.
is just getting all of the
I mean,
the
Jesus
run.
never had to change his number after raping a girl.
Yeah.
Fucking when he changed his shit.
was rolling around with prostitutes.
If anything, Muhammad's more like Kobe, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Kobe's last game in Boston Garden, and the whole crowd, every time we went to the free throw line, just chanted "No means no."
Yeah.
And I was
That
like,
is awesome.
I was like, this city means business.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
another funny thing that happened to me? I went to like the last game that KG and Paul Pierce played for the Celtics, and they lost to like Carmelo Anthony's Knicks. And I was just screaming. This is when I was drinking, and everybody in New York out with Knicks jerseys on. I was like, "Go back to your dirty fucking city!" And like people would just be like, "You know, this place is more of a shithole than New York, right? Like, what? Do you know what you're talking about right now, bro?"
Dude, Boston's way cleaner than New York.
Well, I don't know. They were just giving me that.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
No,
Like,
well,
they didn't
Midtown's like a fucking it's Disney World basically.
They didn't
Like
even
Manhattan.
turn around and be like, "Hey, fuck you
Yeah.
and prosciutto." You know what I'm saying? They were like, we're just looking at me like, this guy's a fucking dork.
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah. Yo, what about
like go back to fucking Rhode Island?
you seen the viral thing of like somebody just writing fucking dork on a card and putting it on the Cybertrucks, like under their
Oh,
windshield?
yeah. I saw that.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I kind of like them though. They're getting. I'm getting over on them.
Why?
I don't know.
What about them is nice?
that? It's different.
Yeah.
It looks like when you played Black Ops 2 as a kid, and like you've seen like the cars they had in the crazy mansions, and the map literally was 2025, and then it looks like the shit that you were playing video games on 10 years ago.
I feel like they look more like a Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
truck.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah. Like the fucking car that like Super Mario 64 would be in. you
Yeah.
know?
I guess.
like James Bond.
Perfect dark. Like that
Yeah, yeah.
fucking yeah.
Do you ever have that system as a kid? N64?
64?
No,
No,
I
no,
found
it's
I found my uncle's. He's probably around your guys' age. I found his NES.
I still want to set that up as like another thing for us to do.
Oh, I'll whoop
Like,
anyone's ass.
I
and-
just
yeah.
moved that thing. I just got to drag it out and we got to set it up.
Do fucking Bond, and we'll do proximity mines.
GoldenEye?
Yeah.
I have every system, bro.
You do?
Yeah, like I have
You have an
Nintendo.
Atari?
I have no.
I got you.
What's
I
that?
have one.
ColecoVision.
I got Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, N64, PlayStation 1. I mean, is there anything cool after that? You know what I mean? Like, as far as Brennan and I go, that's probably like where we had
That's
to
where
become
you
men
ended.
and
PlayStation
stuff.
1 was the peak.
That's where you
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
ended, and that's where I began.
PlayStation 2 is where
PS2
I
was
ended.
awesome.
Like the last games that I played hardcore were like God of War 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and like Tony Hawk Underground 2.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like where it ends for me.
PlayStation 1 was like my peak, like I'm in boarding school, like playing video games in dorm rooms. Like I was like Asian kid good at NHL. Like NHL 2000, I'm not even fucking around. I'll take on like anybody in the world in that game. Like I'll fuck you up.
I wonder if there's like a market for this. Like, are people streaming these old school games our age?
Yeah, I don't know.
We gotta
Probably.
check it out.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would
they have
say probably.
yeah, they have all
I've never
those
seen
fucking
it.
little systems or whatever now where it's like, you know,
Oh yeah, they got the emulators, so
Yeah.
you don't need
Yeah.
like the old. But I don't know. Does that add some bit of like the nostalgia that you're actually like playing it on the old remote?
I
that
think it just
yeah.
sucks because
Huh?
it's fucking.
Nah, because they
Unless
always have
they-
like the camera pointed down, or they at least have like the little thing down here that shows you what buttons they're pushing, so you know it's like legit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. You just have the camera looking down at your old school remote, and you're like, dude, this dude's. All the old school guys that are like, nah, man, he's doing it on a computer. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
You know, could be us.
I guess so.
Could
Yeah.
Be, could be.
I don't know. Want to move on to something less nerdy and talk about music?
We could do that.
I feel like I made like a connection where you're like, oh, this fucking alien from Toy Story shows up in this other movie, so everything's connected.
Yeah.
Like an Easter egg.
Huh? Yeah, an Easter egg, nice. But Johnny B. Good, the song by Chuck Berry, I feel like that's just like the precursor to like The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Is it the precursor? Oh, like so like
Or-
Johnny B. Good becomes yeah.
Or it's something because it's like the whole Chuck Berry song is just about how like he's just fucking he's jamming. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then
I'll be honest with you, I fucking hate that song. Devil Went Down to Georgia. Like
Good.
I fucking cannot stand that
Have you
song.
ever seen Charlie Daniels?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Comes out with the fiddle.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's the best.
Dude, it makes me feel like
what
I'm
the
like
hell is this guy's problem?
mine or his.
Yeah,
What are you,
no,
some
this guy.
liberal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Fuck.
Dude, it makes me feel like I'm at like a fucking like a hoedown or something in fucking like Disneyland. It's like, what are we doing here? Like ding 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 ding.
It's one of the greatest songs.
It's fucking out of your mind. It's a fucking terrible song.
It's a great tune.
It's a terrible song. It's also like
comes
7
out-
minutes long. It's like, yeah, I get it, dude. You know.
Now I'm just thinking of like making like an AI photo with like Brennan and Charlie Daniels in the Bandit Trans Am.
Yeah.
The General Lee.
Or the General,
The General Lee.
They're chasing each other in one of them. Brennan's trying to outrun Charlie Daniels.
It's
in
an
those
AI
two cars.
generated of me as Boss Hog, like big fucking
Oh,
yeah.
No, he would be Boss Hog with the big ass hat.
Yeah. Well, I feel like am I the
Yeah,
villain
you're
though
a
in this scenario?
I don't know. You're escaping. You're Burt Reynolds, bro.
I'm Burt Reynolds.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
you're Burt Reynolds.
I fucking love that
Yeah,
shit.
they call it with the pussy magnet. La la la.
Who's your snowman?
Who's what? My snowman? I don't know the reference.
The driver of the truck, well, in Smoking the well, different movie, but it's been Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah,
Who would be
I
your
don't-
snowman?
I don't know. I don't. I've never seen Smoking the
They're
Bandit.
probably gonna be our
Yo,
boy
have you
High
seen
Cabbage,
movie-
bro.
You seen Smoking the Bandit?
Not enough to be quoting it like you. That's crazy. You don't
That's
know
the
about
whole-
fucking Nintendo 64, but you got this shit. You got VHS
I got
movies on
yeah, I
lockdown.
do.
Yeah.
My dad used to put like VHS.
Smoking the
Ah.
Bandit ain't VHS. Smoking the Bandit's like fucking like.
I feel like if Zach's dad came on here, we'd be like, all right, we're all done with this guy.
Nah, yeah, nah, you guys would have a
let's
good
talk
time.
to your
Yeah, you would
dad,
have-
bro.
You would
Yeah.
have a good time.
Well, your dad's like our age.
No, Snow.
Actually,
the Snow-
yeah, I've talked to your dad once. He was at the fucking bar, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm talking to him about like growing up at like Woodbury skiing racket and shit. He's just like, I'm like, God damn, dude, why am I like connecting with your dad right now? Your dad's not old. What is he like 40? He's like 48, 49?
Nah,
No.
he's 55.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. He just partied until he was like 30, so
Yeah.
he probably overlapped like a little bit. No, but Smoking the Bandit, the whole thing is them getting the beer over the state lines to go.
Yeah, I know he's like a bootlegger.
So
yeah.
so he's got like a scouter in the big pickup truck moving the Smokey's the scouter and the big 18.
The guy hauling the
yeah,
shit?
That's Snowman.
The snowman.
That's
All right.
Snowman.
You could be my snowman.
I'll be Snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm blonde.
Yeah. Well, that went nowhere. All right.
I mean, the next thing I had to talk about was it kind of ties into all this declassified information about like the JFK and MLK stuff getting declassified.
Yeah.
But I saw this billboard. I took an alternate way home from the tavern the other day because I was an idiot and was looking at my GPS wrong, and it says JFK Roofing.
I said great
And
advertisement.
yeah, but I mean JFK is very eye catching, but I think of like JFK getting his roof blown the fuck off. Like I don't know if I would
I
name
saw
my
the same
roofing
sign.
company after that. Like I would name like my gun store JFK Guns. Like you know what I mean? Like, but
I mean, not unless you wanted to end up on a list.
I guess I don't know. I saw that and I was like, man. It's good, but it's not so good. I'm just thinking about the roof just getting fucking totally blown off that thing. Possibly by its next door neighbor, you know.
The driver.
Yeah.
I always have this other funny thing going on in my head while I'm stocking beers, and I don't know why I do this. It's because I'm fucking secret autism man.
That's not secret anymore.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Making eye contact. That's
Yeah.
a rare trait of a kiss.
That's true.
Anyway, so I'm always looking at like what it says on like beer 6-packs and stuff, so I could one day be a trivia host and generate all this weird trivia. You know what I'm saying about liquor? Like, are you a real bartender? Like, kind of like the thing that Sam did
Yeah.
for us. You know what I mean? But
Right.
an even more in-depth thing. And I'm just fucking always looking at this shit, and I've fucking got Miller Lite and Mick Ultra stacked on top of each other. And Mick Ultra is like this thing; it's 1 calorie less than a
Then-
Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And isn't like a calorie just like this insignificant? It's like
Yeah. I mean, we probably I burned a calorie doing that. So
yeah,
yeah.
like what the fuck is that bullshit?
Yeah.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like 1 calorie less. You're calling
So
yourself
are you-
Mick Ultra?
Well, yeah. All right. So you're saying like the people who drink Mick Ultras because there's less calories? It's like why the fuck aren't you just drinking a Miller Lite? Why are you
Yeah.
drinking either of them? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
People who
good
drink
for-
Miller Lite are only drinking it because it's like a union beer. That's the main appeal.
I
of
almost
it.
feel like a Mick Ultra is almost like the mask wearer of the world. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're just like, oh, we're doing it because they told us to. Like the Mick Ultra's like the official beer of the jabbers.
The guy who orders a Mick Ultra is like a very like particular person.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about this a few podcasts ago. I had never heard it before, but this like macho dude sits down at the bar. He goes, "Let me get a Chick Ultra."
Yeah. I can't believe you had never heard that before.
You never heard that? Have you
No.
heard that?
What?
No.
See, he never heard that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think that's been around for years at this point.
Chick Ultra.
Yeah. Chick
Yeah.
Ultra.
I have a buddy who drinks them.
Yeah.
I
Now
can't
he's
wait to
getting it.
use it.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, it's always
Never
like
heard that.
it's always a dude that like looks like in shape enough where like if you saw him from a distance, you'd be like, oh, that dude could beat my ass. But then, like, the moment you, like, get, like, up and close person, it's like, I don't give a fuck how many muscles you are, dude. I'd fucking beat the shit out of you. You know, like, it's just, he's kind of like an effeminate, good-looking, like, in-shape dude, you know?
Every time.
That's the demographic.
Drinks him, but I'm pretty sure I just thought it was because he had a heart problem. Like,
Well, I
That's
mean,
probably what he's doing. You can
they
just, be
just
like,
think,
bro, you
mentally
can have,
thinks it's better. You
Yeah.
know what I
Have
mean?
Miller.
Yeah. You get,
you're
yeah,
allowed.
but Miller Lite's not any better.
just stop.
Like, all these
drinking.
beers are just not good.
What about when people just sit down and they're like, I'll have a light beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to rattle off the 8 light
No,
beers that
like
you
they're
have.
saying that they want a Miller Lite, and they expect you to like know that.
Yeah.
Because they're so fucking.
Oh
cool.
yeah, I mean for sure. Well, you can always guess like who's a Miller Lite drinker. Like if somebody sits down and says like, "What beers do you have?" You could lead with Miller Lite and just save yourself the time. You could be like, "We have Miller Lite." And it's like, I want one of those." It's like, yeah, I kind of figured. They all look
That's
like
right.
they're all wearing like a hoodie that like has like some sort of like landscaping or concrete business on it, and they all have like fucking dirty, disgusting hands. Like you're just like, oh, Miller
Yeah.
Lite,
I should
perfect.
have learned that before I
Because
worked at the tavern.
Bud Light is fucking gay.
Yeah, that's-
You know what I mean? And they're never gonna get over that.
Yeah, they fucking Kid
They've
Rock
switched
that
forever.
shit. Yeah.
Or like my favorite thing at the airport though is like we have Coors Light and it comes in a can.
Yeah.
And that's like one of my most favorite bar jokes ever is like when somebody refuses the glass for a canned beer and you can just be like, I heard you love it in the can. And they get all fired up. So now all these like anti-gay Coors Light, like, no, I'm not drinking Bud Light. I'm going to get
Drinking
Coors
Coors.
Light instead. It's like still taking it in the can, bro.
Yeah.
And then they get all fired up. And it's usually those like ocean windmill workers that I can't stand anyway. So I'm
Fuck
like,
'em.
I'm just gonna ruin your day.
Yeah.
They'd be flying
I'm just
out
gonna
there.
talk shit to you. I'm
Huh?
gonna try and get you on the fucking.
Ocean windmill guys.
Yeah, they work on like a boat for like 3 weeks straight, and then they come to my bar, and it's like the first time they've been in like an environment where they can make their own decisions. It's a wonderful time. It's so great. I love it. I love it when I sense the first two sit down, and I'm like, it's gonna be one of these days.
Yeah.
You got to I call it Doreen mode. She was the old cranky lady that died, but she didn't take no shit.
She died?
Yeah.
Damn. Was she the same lady that like was always like, come on, hop on the fucking little bus that'll take us there? Like she wouldn't even walk to the end? That same lady? You're talking about the fucking
no,
airport, right?
no. This is a lady that died that made my schedule expand at the airport. So this
Oh.
happened a while
shit.
ago.
Gotcha.
But to be honest, I haven't seen that lady, but they laid mad people off, and I wouldn't be surprised if that lady was like free money,
Yeah.
sitting at home.
I
Sounds
didn't
like a
have to
plan.
ride the little car.
Yeah. I think that lady's name is Patty, if I'm not mistaken.
She seems like a patty. Yeah.
Patty the Wookiee, I guess we can call her.
Yeah. What did either of you guys watch any of the games? Conference championships?
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
down, yeah. I saw the well, there. I don't know. I hate fucking Mahomes. It's just such bullshit.
I don't know.
bro.
Why is everyone hating on this fucking dude? I want to see like a three-peat. Am I the
Just
only person in
because the
America
way
that
he-
wants to see it?
I just don't like the way he runs.
Well, like
Like that, he prances.
You know what I don't like about Patrick Mahomes the most? Is
What?
his fucking wife, bro.
well, yeah, his
Yeah,
wife
no,
doesn't
he's
play
fu-
football.
Put a fucking muzzle on that thing.
Yeah, well,
Jesus fucking
I
Christ.
don't like the panning to the
to
audience.
shout out
see
one of the
fucking-
biggest problems that me and Doodoo Mouth ever had. One time his lady sat down at the bar. This is probably before you worked there. And she started yapping about my bar program. And I was like, why don't you just shut the fuck up? You know what I mean? And then Mikey Cow said, just tell her to put a fucking muzzle on that thing. And then they fucking got all fired up. And I had to have a talk with old Shoes about it. And yeah,
yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. So
No, it's all right. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like all the people though that like are like, oh, I don't want the fucking Chiefs to win. It's like, why? Like I don't
Well,
understand this
I
mentality
don't
where it's
want
like,
them to 3P because I'm a Patriots fan. First of all, I mean, I don't want to see them do anything that could be looked at as better than the Patriots.
they're already
You
like
guys
that,
have been-
though. It's like
Yeah.
it's like whatever is the newest is the best.
I know, but just
Yeah.
nip it in the butt now. Like put a muzzle on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just I don't want it to go any farther.
if you really want
I'd
to
rather
talk,
see the Eagles one.
if you really want to talk,
I
ball,
don't know how that's possible, but all right.
I want to
yeah.
see the Birds win too.
Why the
Because
fuck would you
I
want to
hate
see
the
that
Birds.
team
just
win?
fucking shot up in the air. The dude eating the horse shit.
Let's
a couple
talk
years
about-
ago.
let's-
They give us so much after they win,
Dude,
It's
I
amazing.
saw a shot from a skyscraper looking down at the streets of Philly after the game, and the first shot in my head was like it's like looking at a fucking petri dish through a microscope.
My brother is an Eagles fan, which means that by proxy I have to root for the Eagles to win. Like I do want the Eagles to win
gonna
just
bet,
for
yeah.
him, but like if I had no rooting interest in this game, I don't know why the fuck anyone would root for that team. Like, their coach is
like
a fucking
Saquon
jerk
Barkley?
off. I like Saquon.
That's what I'm
I do
saying.
like
One player
Saquon.
is all it
Saquon should be
takes
the
for somebody,
MVP.
too. That's,
Yeah.
That might be a wild take. I don't understand why he's not.
I agree with
Like,
you.
to me, the MVP should go to the guy who plays on a team that's in the Super Bowl and is the best player on that team. I don't understand why Lamar Jackson continues to win MVPs when he continuously doesn't win playoff games. How valuable are you? Like, what does that even fucking mean, most valuable player? Congratulations. You win some regular seasons games and you get to play an extra fucking game at the end
Dude,
that
there's
you
a-
lose?
There's
Like,
a lot
how
of
is that
things I agree with
valuable?
Like the argument. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but that Patriots team that went all the way to the Super Bowl and then lost. I don't think you're the greatest team
Oh, you're definitely not.
ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to go and
If they had
win
won
the
that game, they would have
you would've
easily
the greatest
been,
team of
but
all
they
time, but
didn't.
since you
Yeah.
lost, you're not even in the discussion. You know what I mean? Like,
Who is the greatest team ever, you think? Like, who's the best team that you ever
hot
saw like
take,
assembled?
wild take. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see him, but Dan Marino and the fucking Dolphins to ever do it.
You
They
think?
went undefeated.
Oh no, that wasn't Dan Marino.
Oh, was it?
No, that was the 72 Dolphins. It was like Mercury Morris, Larry
was it
Zonka.
really?
Yeah, so see,
it was
see
before
how,
Marino.
see how meaningless actually pulling off the undefeated season
then it's-
actually
well,
is.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
nobody
also it's
brings up
but
the
it's also-
72 Dolphins when you talk about the greatest
Because
fucking
it's
football
different
team ever.
games
Yeah.
though now.
And I don't want to hear about anything other than like the 2000s and above when you talk about this because it's like a
'Cause,
different
yeah, there's
game.
the whole
like,
different game. Yeah, the different.
and
different
it's probably
weeks
even a
or,
different game going
more
into this
weeks,
shit
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I got multiple points to bring up, right? My man's got trapped as a Lions fan, and this is how we became friends because we were yelling at each other about this at XO, and then some other guy tried to pile on. I was like, "Hey, fuck you! This is my punching bag over here." Buddy.
I'm yelling at this
Yeah.
guy.
And basically, I was like, just because you fell in love with the first guy that ever gave you a hand job in the third grade, i.e., Barry Sanders, and now you're a Lions fan for life. You know
Is
what I
that
mean?
why?
No, well, growing up watching Barry Sanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to understand, dude. When I was a
You
kid,
ever been to fucking Detroit?
no, dude. Here's the thing.
Dude,
What
there's
you have
no
to
internet, bro. We're looking
Yeah.
at the back of sports cards at
Okay.
recess.
I'm watching Barry
Making
Sanders on
lifelong-
Thanksgiving.
You had
Lifelong
like three
miserable
teams
decisions.
to choose from.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing. All right, when I'm a kid, you have to understand the sports landscape of when I'm a child. I am a Mets fan. I hate the Yankees. Cannot root for the Yankees.
I didn't
And-
know you hated the Yankees.
I
Hell
didn't
yeah.
know that
Why the fuck
either.
would I?
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I hate the fucking Yankees. Most Yankee fans are Giant fans, and that's when the Giants are winning Super Bowls. And so at that point, I'm like, well, fuck all these people. I can't root for them. Nobody is a Jets fan. No self-respecting person in the world can possibly ever be a Jets fan. And then my other choice is the Patriots. You have to remember, when I was a kid, the Patriots
sucked.
were a fucking pair of clown shoes. Like, nobody was a fucking Patriots fan. Dude, they couldn't give away the fucking tickets. Those games used to be blacked out because no motherfucker would even go to Foxborough. The only people there would be these drunken animals who were pissing in troughs and shit.
So
Like,
stake your claim.
yeah, well, that's what I did. So
pioneer.
fucking back then, Barry Sanders was unbelievable to watch. Still to this day, what I consider the greatest running back of all time. Granted, I never saw Jim Brown, but still, like, he is in that discussion. And fucking yeah, like honestly, it was being fair weather fanish of me to be a Lions fan back then, which is a fucking
Yeah.
crazy thing to say.
Well-
At least they would make the playoffs and lose in the first round.
You also narrowly avoided being gay and being a Cowboys fan and falling
Yeah,
into
no.
like the Emmett Smith trap
yeah,
instead.
no.
So I say all that to say it's like you should be rooting for the Eagles because this is a team built around running the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
With the closest thing to Barry Sanders you can see in the league today.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
true.
So
To
it's
me,
like-
it's just the coach Sirianni is a fucking douchebag, and then on top of that, like, the average Eagles fan is pretty much a human piece of garbage.
Yeah,
like,
that's fucking
you're like
awesome.
shit that's been molded together into. You know what it is too? Is like Eagles fans are the exact way Pats fans used to be,
I was
where
just
it's just
gonna
like
say that, bro. Like we're one in the same,
Yeah,
so
they're-
I'm done hating. Like I'm just embracing
I'm
like
on the
this piece
same
of
team.
shit.
they're
fan.
they're
Like,
the
I'm
same
one of
shit
you.
where it's just like,
Like-
look at us win the Super Bowl. It's
When
like,
the
bro,
Phillies
you
went
work
to
at
the
a
World
gas
Series a
station.
couple
You
years
don't
ago, I
fucking
was
win
like-
Super Bowls. You're a fucking loser. You are a fucking fat idiot loser.
All right,
you know?
understand this: the climate I live in, right?
All right.
You grew up with fucking watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Now Shane Gillis is the biggest comedian in the world. I want them to win because you only get like the best show, have an episode on it,
Yeah.
and fucking Shane Gillis will
Yeah.
have the most fucking. That's why the Ohio State game and Notre Dame was
I
awesome.
think
It's
I
like,
think he also like you. There is also kind of like this tribal thing in NFL fandom where it's like you're split between like AFC and NFC. And you don't really care about the AFC until that team gets to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So like Brennan being like, "Oh yeah, I want to see him do it." We're on that side, and we're like, "Nah, bro, fuck that." Like I'm not rooting for that squad.
I don't know. To me, it boils down to like Jordan shit. Like in the 90s, you rooted for Jordan and the Bulls if you were a fan of, I was a fucking Knicks fan, dude, and even I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
Not if you're a
like,
Boston sports fan.
what, you weren't rooting for Jordan in the 90s?
Well, I wasn't alive in the 90s, but I know my father was, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, at that point in time, dude, greatness is greatness. If you're watching some crazy ass shit, it's just like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm able to
I'm
witness
not going
this.
to be your fan. Like, I liked Jokic. I like, who else in that? Well, what other? There's like, I like Alex Ovechkin, but I never was a Capitals fan, even
I'm just
though
saying,
he was breaking the fucking Gretzky
There isn't a
record today,
person in the
you know what I mean?
fucking, there isn't a person in America outside of fucking Phoenix, Arizona that was rooting for the fucking Suns against the Bulls. There just isn't. Like, at the end of the day, you're just trying. I wanted to see the fucking best. Patrick Mahomes is on a tier of his own, and it's not even close. He's the greatest fucking quarterback of this generation. There's not a number 2. There's not a number 3. There's not a 4 through 7. 8, you could put Josh Allen. Like, I don't know who 2 through 7 is, but those dudes don't even fucking exist. That's how big of a fucking gap there is between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Yeah, post Brady.
Okay, yeah, I agree with
no,
that.
I'm saying of this
100%.
generation.
No, 100%.
Like, he is so much better than everybody else.
I went down and watched
And
the games with a bunch of college kids. We're hate watching it.
Yeah.
But every time someone's like, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes is this," I'm like, "Dude, he's still an NFL quarterback." Someone said he was unathletic. I was like,
That's
"You're
a fucking,
sitting here
if you
eating
say
Cheetos."
yeah.
Fucking,
If you say Patrick
your
Mahomes
red
is-
fucking
yeah.
fingers talking about Patrick Mahomes is unathletic.
If
Shut
you
the
say
fuck
Patrick
up.
Mahomes is unathletic, you've just never watched a
Yeah,
football game, which is
yeah.
fine. If you don't like football, you don't like football. Don't watch it then. But like, don't have an opinion like that. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Definitely wanted the Bills to win though.
Sure, but you know why the Bills lost? It wasn't the fucking refs. The first opening drive.
It
was the opening drive. Fucking 2 near interceptions, and Josh Allen had fucking eyes the size of saucers. Like, if you want to win a fucking game like that, Brady wouldn't have done that shit. No fucking way Tom Brady would have come out in a game like that.
Yo,
the moment was too big for him.
I'm glad you brought it back to that, because if you do, you want to talk about greatest all time and shit like that, it's like Brady's fucking, what, 2-0 against Mahomes in big time playoff games. So it's like, I don't want to hear it.
No, he lost one, didn't he? He lost one. I think he did. He lost.
I feel like he did.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he lost that last year.
Yeah. When did they? Oh shit. Had to be. I was still in high school.
The last year he was Pat. Wasn't that his last?
Yeah.
They
last
go
game
to
was
the
back?
Super. No,
No,
they
not
lost
the
to
Super
like
Bowl.
they lost to like the Tennessee Titans in the playoffs or some shit like that.
Why do I
Or
think
maybe
that
they
Pat
didn't make
Mahomes actually got one on him? Well, whatever. Either way,
Fuck knows.
yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean-
maybe you've seen it on Instagram or something.
honestly, that's the biggest tragedy, though. All
Whatever,
the people,
bro. They played each other in the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady got him.
Yeah.
And then they played each other in a AFC Championship game in Kansas
In
City.
Kansas
Yeah.
City,
And Tom Brady got him too. That's also the game though where there's the D Ford penalty that a lot of people call bullshit on, and I want to say there's also like a Chris Jones phantom hands to the face. So like the Patriots did get a bit of assistance from the refs on that, but I'm also gonna fall back to the fact that constantly throughout Patriots history, if you just look at Rob Gronkowski, he's getting fouled and no called like Shaq used to back in the day.
for sure.
And it's just like if we called every penalty on defensive pass interference on Gronk, the game would never get anywhere.
Yeah,
You know
it
what
would
I
be the
mean?
most
So it's
boring
just
game
like,
ever.
You know, everybody's always going to say the refs this, the refs that, but I feel like maybe it was just a balancing effect from this no calling shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like the refs play so much into it, and there's a little bit of like WWE going on that nobody wants to admit. And to your point,
Everybody wants to admit it, but all right.
They
I was gonna
cannot.
say there was significantly more penalties in the second
They
game than there were in the
cannot
first.
seem to manufacture a Peyton Manning to Tom Brady for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, because
You know what I mean? Because at least like Peyton and Brady went back and forth
Yeah.
with it. I'm sure there's shit on the NFC side, which I'm not. I don't watch that side as intently. But it just doesn't seem. It's like Mahomes has lost to Brady in the Super Bowl once. He's lost to him in an AFC Championship game once, and then Mahomes lost another AFC Championship game to Joe Burrow, right?
yeah,
And other than that, I think that's it. So
Yeah.
it's like they haven't been able to turn Burrow into Peyton Manning, if you will. They haven't. I guess Josh Allen is Peyton Manning. I guess Manning
I
lost.
wish Joe Burrow.
yeah. Manning technically didn't start winning for another
Manning
2 years.
Manning lost a lot to the early Patriots
Yeah.
dynasty,
Oh
right?
yeah, there
And
was
so
there was the narrative that Peyton Manning was never going to win the Super Bowl.
he has the most
up
one
until,
and dones in the playoffs
Yeah.
of all time. So
Honestly, the biggest tragedy of football today is that there was a guy who was supposed to do that. It was supposed to be Andrew Luck. Like, if Andrew
Yeah.
Luck doesn't retire and doesn't have the injuries, he probably steals 1 or 2 of those Super Bowls from Mahomes. Probably steals 1 or 2 or 3 of those Super Bowl appearances from Mahomes. Like, he was the guy that was supposed to kind of bridge the gap between Brady and Mahomes. And,
Yo,
you know,
what
Yeah.
another thing is about this whole Mahomes Josh Allen thing? The Bills are on the clock in the Patrick Mahomes draft at pick number 10.
yeah.
They have Tyrod Taylor and they have some other like tall white backup guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And they trade that pick
To
to
the
the
Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So like that's I saw some other dude equate this to like this is like the modern day Babe Ruth. Like you had Tyrod Taylor, like a running back. You had a running back
Yeah.
as your quarterback.
I think
And the other quarterback on your team was like he had flashes of brilliance as a backup. I can't remember his name. And you decided to just say, we're set at the quarterback position. We're going to trade back. I believe they did get like a decent corner out of the deal.
yeah.
But it's like you almost deserve to lose all of these games now
Yeah.
to the Chiefs because you dealt them that player.
Yeah. I think 2 things could be true, though. I think Patrick Mahomes, if he had gone to Buffalo in that instance, I don't think he would have nearly the same success he's had now. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was able to sit a year behind Alex Smith. He was able to like go into a system with Andy Reid, an accomplished like veteran head coach who
It
obviously
always
is
has to do
a
with that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying though, like even Brady, if you put
Well,
Tom
I'm
Brady
saying
on the
anybody that's had
Jacksonville
success-
Jaguars, like he's probably a guy you maybe are like, oh yeah, I remember he started a few games.
That
you know?
guy
but
from
now he's the
Michigan
greatest
that-
quarterback ever. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of it has to do with that. So
You might remember him. Like Tom Brady has some like famous upset of someone when he played for Michigan.
oh, Drew Stanton, the quarterback. You talking like he was behind him?
Nah, like
Yeah.
he plays for Michigan. He beats some national powerhouse
Oh,
in an upset. So I'm saying like if Brady gets drafted to the Jags,
yeah.
if you're a true football historian, you're probably like, I remember Brady doing that shit in college.
Right, yeah.
You wouldn't remember what he did
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the Jaguars. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean, well,
but
honestly,
it's all about, dude, any dynasty, like the Niners dynasty is a collection of great pieces. The Patriots dynasty is an unbelievable collection of great pieces.
Yeah.
The Cowboys dynasty, like, it's like you don't put it together just by having the quarterback,
right.
but you need it.
Yeah. Well,
You know, and Buffalo had a chance to go get that guy.
I think Buffalo
and, like-
has that guy. I think Josh Allen is good. I just think it was one of those things. They're not as good as the Chiefs, and I think people who like want to fucking complain about refs and shit, it's just like you're just not watching the game.
How about
you know?
another
Like,
thing about this? Everybody talks about Belichick signing in college, and he's never going to track down this wins record.
Yeah.
Like Andy Reid is just standing there waiting for the layup on this. Like he just.
I mean, he's willing to coach through kids dying, you know. So like
he just all of that, but he just hit 300.
yeah.
Right, the record's only like 347. Him and
That's
Patrick.
a lot of fucking wins.
Him
though.
and Patrick Mahomes aren't going to win 12 games a year for the next 4 years.
I mean, that's
in
a lot to ask.
in an extended 18-game season now that's on the horizon.
Well, first of all-
it's a layup. Like Andy Reid, like I'm almost willing to go Cartman level. I will suck your dick if Andy Reid doesn't fucking break that wins record.
I mean, not to get like dark though. Like, how old is Andy Reid? He's got to be like 68.
shit.
Like that dude is not
And he's
in
big.
shape.
He's
Like
big.
he
nah,
could
he'd
go at
be
any
looking
time.
better and better, dude. He's on the Ozempic probably.
I don't know, but either way, he's a heavier dude, and he looks like if you poked him, like nacho cheese would come out of him.
That's
So,
hilarious.
Yeah, the fucking guy, like, there's not a 0% chance he ain't dead in 2 years, let alone 4. You know,
See that being a national headline.
it could happen. You know, I'm just saying. Or that, and also, like, I don't
I
care
look
how
up-
obsessed you are with
Oh,
football.
shit.
Like, at a certain point in time, aren't you kind of like, you know, Alzheimer's and shit, and like dementia?
Bro, he's
and
not
shit?
that old.
He is.
Andy Reid's younger than Belichick, dude.
Yeah,
Andy-
Belichick's old. Belichick's fucking like 70 something years old.
I think Belichick's gonna do great in college.
I do too. But
After that
dude,
fucking
Andy Reid,
walkout.
Andy Reid is like the same age as John Gruden. Do you think John?
There's no fucking way
They're
that
on
they're
the,
the same
they're,
age.
they're assistant
Yeah, but
coaches at the same time.
But I think Andy Reid was already old. Yeah, all right, Jesus.
Whatever you want, dog. Be comfortable.
Yeah, so Andy Reid is 67 or 60. What is he? I'm not doing math. See, okay, so he's not 67 yet. He's 66, and Gruden is 61. Whatever. But you look at Gruden and you're like, that dude's going to live another 20 years. You look at Andy Reid and you're just like, that motherfucker's not going to make it out of the day.
I don't think
you
Andy
know?
Reid's doing that bad, bro.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't shock
I mean, from
me
one
if he was
fast
dead.
food cheeseburger lover to another, I guess we got to take your fucking opinion.
If the
We're gonna
average
take the Burger King's opinion over here on
if the
fucking
average human man like in America lives to 76, that means that there's a lot of motherfuckers living to 82 and there's a lot of motherfuckers living to 70. Which side of that scale do you think Andy Reid is on? That's all I'm saying.
How old is he again?
He's 67. So like if he coaches 4 more years, he's 71 years old. And that's 4 more years of 12
That's like
wins.
how old Pete Carroll is right now, and he just signed
And
up.
Pete
I
Carroll
think Pete
looks
Carroll's
like he
74.
can. Yeah, well, Pete Carroll looks like he can fucking coach for another 10 years. Like he looks
Yeah.
like he's in shape and healthy.
You know, Marshawn Lynch showed up to his press conference
I don't doubt it.
and like celebrated it.
Yeah, the people love Pete Carroll.
If I was Marshawn Lynch, I would wake up every day and throw darts at a picture of Pete Carroll's face. Give me the fucking rock on the 1 yard line, you fucking idiot.
You know what though? Like I know like this has been a revisited thing and like everyone wants to like say the hindsight 2020 thing, but I don't think it was a terrible call. Like he's trying in that
And they
instance.
practiced that play a lot too, and it worked.
Yeah,
it
it
throughout
worked
the
every
season.
time. Yeah. I mean-
that plays on tape for like Ernie Adams to be going full blown autist on. Like, I don't know. It's unforgivable almost to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because what is it? They have one timeout at that point. Is that what it is? Or do they even have a timeout at that point?
I'm not sure.
I
no,
can't remember.
No, because
I
they're
don't know if there was.
I think they had
timeout.
one
They
timeout.
do,
I think that
because
was the
there's a
thing.
narrative about like whether Belichick's going to call a timeout or not, and he's
Yeah.
waiting to see if they're going to call one,
Right.
Based on like whatever substitution package he's going to go in.
Yeah.
Fucking guns.
No, but all I'm saying though is if I remember the scenario correctly, they have one timeout. It's first down and whatever it is, 3 or 4 or something, and it's like it's far enough back where it's kind of like I guess you could
There's
run it,
time on
but
the
if
clock,
if
too.
they run the ball, then they have to call the timeout, which then kind of makes it like, all right, well the next play then has to be a
Nah.
passing. Yeah.
They don't have to call the timeout because the Patriots.
What
get
was
the
it? It was like 16 seconds left or something.
I don't
right?
know.
Wasn't it?
The Patriots get the ball back after that. The Patriots have the ball with time on the clock after that play. Like they have to run the ball out of the end zone, if I'm not
Oh.
mistaken. Right? Like the Patriots have to advance the ball.
Yeah.
They have to avoid taking a safety at that point because they get the balls like what on the 1 yard line or some shit because he doesn't take it. Like,
Yeah.
Hightower tries to run the ball. Or no, Butler tries to
Butler.
advance the ball forward the other way when I think he should have just taken a knee.
Yeah.
And maybe now that we talk about this, I've always had my suspicions about this. If you watch this play, Hightower comes in at the end and he tries to like strip the ball out of Butler's hands. And I've always been like, is he like an inside man for the Vince McMahon of the NFL?
Yeah.
Like, why is he doing this? And now maybe it all makes sense now. Like Hightower had the football IQ to be like, what are you doing? Don't take it out of the end zone.
Yeah.
Just take the fucking knee. So maybe that's what that was all about. And it took me fucking 13 years to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But
Well, at any rate, I didn't necessarily disagree with it, and also I think that highlights too is I think that's another reason why like the Chiefs winning I think is impressive is because at the end they fucking run out the clock and not by like running it 3 times and punting it back to the Bills and like allowing them to chance. It's like no, they just sealed that shit because like they were that team. I think there's just coaches that are just better at game planning and like figuring out shit. Like even I think I remember that Belichick moment where he was like I was going to call a timeout, but then I saw like chaos like on the other
Yeah.
side and I was like never mind, I'm gonna let this lie. Like that's the kind of move that like smart coaches do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
before we advance off of this though, I got two other interesting stats to throw out there, right?
Yep.
In money time in football, right? Fourth quarter, game on the line to tie the game or win the game, right? There's like 125 instances. I think they go back to like maybe it's all time or maybe it's since like 2000s or whatever. And they throw like all the greats on there, right? Tom Brady, he's like 47%, whatever the math is on that, 5 for 12, I think it is. Then Drew Brees is 3 for 6. They go on. I think those are the second and third place, right? Patrick Mahomes 7 for 7.
Yeah.
In game-winning money time, game on the line drives.
You know
if
who
you
else
think about it,
has
like-
a high percentage? Matt Stafford.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't
He has-
bring him up on this.
Well, no, I think he has the most like fourth quarter game winning drives or whatever. But then you have to think it's because he.
One of them is
He's-
against
he's-
Brady's Bucks, bro. That was the last
Yeah.
game I was like emotionally invested in. And then
Are we talking regular season? Or are we just talking postseason?
I think it's all games where the anytime.
Well, it's got to be postseason if it's only 7 for 7 for Mahomes. You got to think. I think that's what it is. Matt Stafford has the most like regular season fourth quarter game-winning drives.
I don't know. I mean, how many opportunities do you have where the game really plays out like that? You know,
Well,
I can see the numbers being low, like the situation.
I mean, I bet you it happens like a couple times a year.
It's got to be playoffs because Tom Brady only being 5 for 12 over a 20-year time span. Yeah, so it's only playoffs. But anyway, another thing that I saw, you were talking about the NFL MVP race. A lot of things happened this year that, like, statistically never happened, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, like, if the Eagles do win the Super Bowl, they'll be the first team to ever have a quarterback go to the Super Bowl, lose, and then go on to win one. It's called the curse of Jim Kelly. So basically, like,
so
if
if they
you
lose their first one, they're fucked?
If you lose your first appearance in the Super Bowl, you're never going to get one. And the list goes,
Carson
the
Wentz
list
won
goes
last
all
time.
the way back. You know what I mean? So, no, but the Eagles lost to the Chiefs, what? Is that last year or 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts lost
he
his first
lost
appearance
his
in the
first
Super Bowl.
appearance.
So that means he's got the curse of Jim Kelly. He's never going to win. So it's pretty much a lock that the Chiefs are going to three-peat if the Jim Kelly curse holds up. And then another thing, something about your boy, who I know you love, Joe Burrow.
I like Joe Burrow.
Whatever. I mean, he's a fine NFL quarterback.
He had some type of season that if you have this season, you win the NFL MVP.
Yeah.
And it will be the first time that somebody's had a season like this and they don't win the NFL MVP.
I mean, cool. How valuable can you be if you don't even make the fucking playoffs?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, dude, a lot of seasons, you ever see that thing where they do the season recap and every one-score game they flip it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have?
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
It's pretty interesting. Like, you know what I mean? If you go, if you overturn,
they flip it.
if you overturn,
So every one-score game in the NFL, you flip it to be the other way. So like the one-score game goes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So
but that's
basically
that's
it's like a fumble or a turnover or a possession away from going the other way. You know what I mean? And to your point, a lot of it comes down to coaching, situational awareness, all of this.
that's a quantifiable
it's
stat
just-
is winning one-score games. Like you are either good at that or you're not.
Yeah. But it's also kind of like if you go back to like probability in math class, the previous events have nothing to do with concurrent events. You know what I mean?
All
So
I
it's
know,
like-
all I know is I've seen Joe Burrow with the ball when it counted in fourth quarter of meaningful games, and I see the same thing every time. I see a guy who's never going to win that
he
game.
shits.
He just shits his pants. So, I mean, he's a good Kirk Cousins, which is fine. Kirk Cousins is very good at football. So is Joe Burrow, but
Yeah,
that's not.
They're all
like I
better
said,
than our Cheeto
one-
finger motherfucking
one-
asses.
And then the guy who's second on the list is down here. All right, and it's probably Josh Allen, not Joe Burrow, in my opinion. You take away Jamar Chase, you take away T. Higgins. I don't know. What is he? You know, are the numbers he's putting up because he has two generational talents at wide receiver playing for him, and one of which is probably, I mean, arguably the greatest wide receiver in the NFL today? I don't know. If you put fucking, if you switch places with him and name a guy who's just an okay quarterback, like what are the differences? Like I don't know who's like a good comp, like that. You switch Joe Burrow and do you switch Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow? Do the Bengals make the playoffs and do the Chargers miss the playoffs?
I think the Chargers are better.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I still
Just
think
saying.
if you do a league redraft,
Where does Joe Burrow go? I think Joe Burrow goes way
still-
too high. I think you guys
Just
are
do-
right to
just
say
do like
that.
a quarterback. Like just start taking the best quarterbacks off the board. You're taking Mahomes.
Taking
right?
Mahomes. I'm taking Josh
Taking
Allen over
Josh
him.
Allen.
I'm taking.
And then who's next? Then you got a bunch of running guys.
I would probably take Lamar over him.
I'll take Burrow over Lamar.
I don't know. I don't.
Dude, Lamar. There's a stat about Lamar that like every single season, his worst game of the season is his playoff game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh,
it's like
well,
at this point, it's been demonstrated that this model doesn't work. This is why Belichick traded the Ravens the rights to take Lamar, because he didn't want to reconfigure and tailor an offense around a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day,
But who's Lamar's best weapon during this stretch? Mark Andrews?
Yeah, they fucking his weapons dropped the ball for him. So,
Well, I'm just saying, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers,
Yeah, and the Raven-
Rashad Bateman, like these guys aren't like generational talents
But
at their positions.
but do generational talents at wide receiver want to go play for Lamar as their quarterback?
That doesn't
why
matter.
Haven't
If
they
we're-
been able to attract a?
What
why
I'm-
haven't they been able to attract a free agent at this point in their life?
Well, that's
There's
fine.
enough guys that have come up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go play with him.
But we're not discussing that. We're discussing a fantasy draft where I can draft anybody I want to have on my team right now.
Not for not for fantasy football purposes.
No, well, I'm just saying, like,
you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, and we have a full pick of everybody in the NFL where I can then build my team. Lamar Jackson will do more for my team to win me a Super Bowl than Joe Burrow will, because I'm not going to have to. I can't draft Joe Burrow and then draft Jamar Chase. Well, I mean, I could, but I'm just saying, like, to me, like, if I pair Lamar Jackson with Jamar Chase, I think that's a much better tandem than Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Like, if I could have my pick of drafting my entire team, I would absolutely take Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow every day.
How often do you think that Jamar Chase goes back to the huddle like, oh, what the fuck?
Doesn't matter, because he's still going to get probably 6 or 7 catches for 120.
Yeah.
It's just he's not going to get 10 for 140. That's another thing, too, is Joe Burrow's, I don't know, like, he's just not, he's not that guy, I don't think. He's just not. Like, he peppers, like, Joe Burrow, he peppers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, these, like, 8-yard routes that they then have to, break another 12 or 15 yards on, know?
Yakking.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not that guy. He's never going to win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you that right now.
He's got the curse of fucking.
I mean, I don't care about the curse.
Of Jim Kelly.
There's just,
And I mean, that's one thing. You say,
unless Joe Burrow is the 9th best player on your team, he's never going to win a Super Bowl, because there's always going to be a point where in the fourth quarter he's going to have to do something to win that game, and he's proven time and time again that he's incapable of doing it. Like, I don't know how many more times you have to see it before everyone's just like, he can't win that game. He can't.
What did he fuck your wife?
No, I'm just saying. You know what? Honestly, it is. Honestly, you know what it is? It's years of me watching Matt Stafford being like, this guy is good at football, and everyone being like, he sucks because he can't win a football game. And I'm like, he plays on the fucking Lions, dude. Plays on the fucking Lions, you know?
Yeah, it's
and
like
Joe
the
Burrow, because
the
he like,
Bengals
has
are
a
the Lions of the AFC.
because
bro.
Joe Burrow has a chain and a fucking slick hairstyle, and he wears like women's clothing. He's got swag, and it's like, get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Nah, my favorite thing about
Motherfucker's wearing a midriff. Like, I don't give a fuck about this dude.
Dude,
you know?
if you show me pictures of Joe Burrow wearing questionable fashion, I'll take him off my list real quick.
Dude, I'll pull up a picture right now.
Gross. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But,
But it's cool. He's got swag.
Nah,
He's got swag.
There's
dude.
one time where a reporter has like a picture of him as like a little kid, and she's like trying to embarrass him, and she's like, "Does this look like somebody who's gonna grow up and win a national title?"
That's your boy.
This is the one you guys are
That's your boy.
This is the one you guys are
Oh, I mean, that's not even the one I was talking about, but
This is the one you
that's your boy. That's your boy. That's your boy.
Nah, like
Oh,
that's
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the worst. That's what he just showed me is
Yeah.
the worst.
That's your boy.
I didn't even know that. one.
Motherfucker looks like a budget Ken doll.
Bro,
That's why
that
the
just
NHL
reminded me of
is
this.
the best league in the world. You have to wear just a nice suit,
Yeah.
come in. None of this.
That reminded me of this
Fucking
scene
shit.
from Eric.
You're gonna teeter on racism, I think, in a couple minutes.
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna jump right into it.
Because college is the same thing. You got to wear a nice outfit, nice
Yeah.
suit, nice business casual.
Yeah.
The Eric Andre show or whatever that is, he has some girl on that from
What?
the news. You know who
Somebody
this
gonna bust
is?
this wall.
I don't know.
She's like, she might be like a mixed chick. She was in Clueless or something, and now she's on like Fox News.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that chick. Yeah.
Fuck, what was I just? Oh, so he fucking shows her this picture. I don't know if it's fucking a leaked photo or some shit, or somebody just photoshopped it. But it's literally just this picture. It's Obama, but like with a dick selfie, bro. It's just this fucking big black dick with like, and it's like the camera looking at it this
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean?
It's like behind the dick?
No, like
Yeah.
Obama is like behind the obelisk. Like
Yeah,
his face.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like he's in the shadow
Yeah,
of his
like,
own
I don't
dick.
even know how you would how you would make that happen.
Yeah.
But she was just like, "Can you please put that away? Can you please put that away?" He's like, "Look at it," and then they release a bunch of rats on her feet. Like that show is wild, bro.
Yeah, that show is wild.
I gotta watch it more religiously.
Yeah.
But I just seen that clip, and you brought that into my head, so I had to share.
I don't think I brought that into your head at all.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. We're going to agree to disagree on that
What
one.
about we got anything? Zach started talking about the NHL. How do we feel about Ovechkin breaking Gretzky's record?
I love
Is he
it.
going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He broke his leg this season.
Yeah,
and
well,
he's coming
last
back
year,
off of that.
Last year.
Yeah, but he's still like 40 or
broke his
something
leg
shy,
last
isn't
year. He wasn't playing that much last year. He's been in every game this season.
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
how
more
how
than-
far?
I'm more than 100% sure about that.
Nah, dude, he
No, he's been good this year. He was out for like a
He's-
while.
dude, that news just happened recently, man. Because I remember,
just break his leg?
because I remember calling San Diego Whale's vagina, who fucking hates them, and he had the best response ever. I go, bro, do you know what I'm calling you about right now? And he goes, no, what? And I go, Alex Ovechkin just broke his leg.
No, I think he's fine.
Because he just came back.
Oh, well, I don't know.
He broke the smaller bone in his leg, and he's already back
Yeah,
playing.
it was-
Like,
Oh my god, he was only out to 4 to 6 weeks.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. He was out for like
Oh, he's 20 away.
He didn't play
Yeah.
that much last year. Like I didn't even fucking see that. I mean, he was didn't
Damn,
stop
he's
him,
20
dude.
away.
Yeah,
But
he's
anyway,
only 20 goals away,
yeah.
dude. He's gonna do
That
that.
doesn't even
But this
matter.
dude-
The crazy
He's
thing
gonna
about
do that. He
Gretzky,
scores like fucking 40 goals a season.
yeah, but the crazy thing about Gretzky isn't that Gretzky scored all these goals.
You know, it's his
It's
assists.
incredible.
He has
Yeah, dude,
2,800 and something.
he
points,
has like
dude.
a
You're never
points
gonna break his
record that
point
like
record
you
ever.
could take like number 2, 3, and 4 on the list and
that's
combine
not-
them,
that's
and they
not
still
what
don't.
anybody's-
freaking-
that's
yeah.
not
and
what anybody's
Ovechkin
reaching
has
for
like
him,
nowhere
dude.
near the assists.
No, not even close.
He's
I don't even
got-
think he has like fucking.
He's up there in points. He's
Yeah.
up there in points. He might
But
be
he-
number 2, but he's.
Oh, I don't
nowhere
even think he's
near
that,
fucking-
probably.
He's up there, dude.
I mean, he might be up there,
I'd
but
be surprised if he was even top 10.
who's
in
number 2?
points,
Is it
bro.
Gordy Howe?
It's fucking. It's got to be like Mario Lemieux,
Yeah, Lemieux's
Jaromir
up there.
Jagr.
Yeah, Yager's probably up there. Yeah.
Like you said, Gordie Howe with that long extended
Yeah.
career that he had. Brennan Shanahan probably. Ray Bork.
Oh yeah, Yager's
like-
definitely up there, dude. Yeah.
yeah.
He
Well,
played
Yager's
for
probably like
fucking
4.
30 years. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yager's number
Yager,
2.
the impressive shit about-
Yager's too.
Is he 2 now?
Yeah,
Yager's
too.
a fucking man,
Dude,
bro.
the
That's
fucking
one of my
crazy thing about
biggest
Yager-
Boston disappointments is them not winning the cup that year.
Yeah.
They fucking blew it that year.
Yeah, you guys had a cool team too. That was like the Iginla year. Like you had a.
I
Jerome
forgot
Iginla?
about that.
Yeah. Fucking the crazy thing about Yager though is that like the fucking lockout happens in what's pretty much. I mean, maybe not like his prime, but like close to his prime.
That was
What
his
that?
first year. He was him and so they
No, the
got
lockout in
drafted.
04.
Yeah, they got drafted. Him and Crosby got drafted in whatever year.
No, I'm talking Yager.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah,
Yager.
yeah.
Oh,
Yager.
back then.
Well, I'm saying though, like that's like Yager probably. I think he got drafted in probably like 89 or 90 or something. So like that's kind of like in the heart of his career,
They had a
really.
lockout then?
Yeah, it's 04.
Oh, shit.
So 04 was they locked out for the
you're
whole
talking about
season
in the
of
middle- I
04.
thought you were talking about in the 80s. No, I know of the 04 lockout.
And even then, when
Then
he-
they locked
he
out
was-
like 2011 too, or something like that.
Yeah, but even 04 though, I think he went to the Czech league in 04 while during the lockout, and I think he stayed there for like 2
5
more
years,
seasons.
bro, or
Was it
something.
even
Like, he
like
stayed for a
the-
while.
After he
points that he
retired,
has?
went
It's
back
like
there.
yeah.
I'm talking about overall, like nationally.
Yeah.
Like internationally, Yager's definitely got the most points. Like for every league, not just NHL.
Oh no! Well, I'm just saying, like all that time that he spent in the Czech league, that he wasn't in the NHL, like had probably 300 or 400 more points.
Oh, yeah,
like
that
that's
too, yeah.
and then
also
and then
we're
to
talking
boot
about-
too, he played
yeah.
during the least offensive era of all of professional hockey, like that 2001 New Jersey Devils trap era, where like every game was like 2-1. So I mean, to have that that's insane. Like when Gretzky was playing, dude, the fucking games were like 6-5 every fucking game.
Goalies were like this.
Yeah, exactly,
They,
you know?
they were still doing stand.
Yeah, there was no,
butterfly yet.
fucking Gretzky wasn't scoring all these fucking goals on Dominic Hasek. Like he was fucking scoring them on like, fucking Guy Lafleur, Flavolavola, and it's
Rah.
like, yeah. And he has like fucking pads that are like fucking 4 inches thick,
Those goalies were fucking badass.
Yeah. Yeah, those dudes are fucking nuts.
I
think
watched,
I
watched
did-
the rewind game sometimes, and you just go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I saw something. I don't know when they started tracking this. It's hits,
I don't know when they started tracking.
but Ovechkin has like an absurd level of
He's
hits.
a fucking
Yeah,
beast.
he's
So,
an
like,
enforcer.
He is a
For him
beast.
to have played this long and have that many hits
You wanna
and
talk-
that many
Want
goals,
to talk about
like,
enforcers though? Matt Rempe, he's
Yeah.
bringing that shit back, dude.
Yeah.
Because
The old school, like
that
fucking.
old school, because they only call him up from the Wolfpack when they need him in the playoffs, and
yeah,
that's like
to fight
that's-
people.
To fight
Yeah.
people because it's men playing men, and they get fucking scared
Yeah.
of a 6'6", 21-year-old, 22-year-old who's just fucking fucking foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
Ready to,
Who do you use the best bad fucking enforcer guy
right now?
Well, yeah, I'm just curious to see what like your generation is.
I would say Rempe is definitely not.
No, I'm
doesn't play
saying all time. Like you had to pick like
all
one guy to be
time?
like, you're my dog in this fight. Who's it going to be?
Fucking Gretzky's
McSorley? McSorley's a good one.
McSorley,
Yeah.
Chris Nyland. Fucking Chris Nyland was on the
Nyland's
Canadians
good.
Yeah.
and he was on the
He's
Bruins.
a fucking
dude.
maniac.
He's a fucking
Yeah.
beast.
Yeah. I was always a Donald Brashear guy.
Brashear's good.
Brashear,
Yeah,
like with
Brashear's
the
good.
Flyers, dude. There was a period of time where like,
Dude, Nathan Horton on the Bruins during the
Yeah.
last of the Enfor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dude, Thornton, Horton, they were tandem fucking would just murder you.
Yeah.
Like
Ty Domi.
Ty Domi was
Yeah.
a fucking beast.
I think his son plays now.
You know
Max,
what's funny?
Max is
Like,
a two-way. He's a two-way forward. He'll
Yeah,
beat the
yeah.
shit
He
out of you,
actually
but
knows how
he's
to play
fucking
hockey
good
now.
at hockey, though,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Ty Domi
So
did.
that's what
Yeah.
that's in the merge to either you're like Rempe, which you get called
You're
up
just
in
a
the
goon.
playoffs, you're just
Yeah.
a goon, or you're Matthew Tkachuk,
Yeah.
where you're just like, holy
His
shit.
dad was good too.
His dad
yeah.
was very good, yeah.
Yeah.
But Matt and Brady Tkachuk are like, you want them on your team.
Yeah.
They're the most overall hockey player ever.
Yeah.
They will
Keith
beat the shit
Tkachuk.
out of you.
Keith Tkachuk, when he was like playing, like he was like the best American hockey player probably of that generation. Like it was
Yeah.
him and Jeremy Roenick, maybe Tony Amonte, but like that was like he was kind of the guy where he was like the captain of the U.S. teams.
Tkachuk's American? His dad?
Yeah, Tkachuk's American.
He
yeah,
was?
yep. Maybe Mike Modano too. He was on those teams.
Who was the best? Brett Hull. That was before them, right? No, they
Well,
played
Brett
at the
Hull's
same time.
Canadian.
No, Brett Hull's American, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. Maybe I'm
my-
wrong.
My entire family would never allow me to have a discussion as long as this.
Yeah.
Like, they'd literally be like, go sit your ass in the corner and watch these fucking Terry O'Reilly videotapes. All right? There's nobody else to talk about except for Terry
Yeah.
O'Reilly.
Terry
Don't even talk about nothing unless you've seen Terry
Yeah, he's
O'Reilly.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, Brett Hull's Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
thought he was fucking
No, I
American.
thought I remembered him being on those fucking nasty Canadian teams,
Yeah,
like that
what the
fucking
fuck,
Steve
dude?
Yzerman Canadian teams.
Who's the fucking best American then?
Keith Tkachuk. That's what I'm saying. Like he was
Really?
I mean, yeah, he was probably our superstar back then.
What are you talking about? For like points wise of all time?
Well, I mean, just of that era, like
Of that era, yeah.
90s, 2000s, like international play. Like he was usually like our guy,
I remember
he was fucking good.
a guy named Claude Lemieux.
Oh yeah,
You remember this guy?
Claude,
he was all
yeah.
real menace. You liked
Yeah,
him.
he was
you
a real
liked him if he
dickhead.
was on
I
your
see-
team.
I was a
But
Flyers
he's a real
fan in that era.
journeyman, bro. He's on a lot of teams.
Yeah, I know him mostly as a devil though.
I never. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
'cause
I
he
always
was.
hated him
Yeah.
as a devil, but then him and Bork are on that Avalanche team together.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, this is my fucking guy now. Claude
The
Lemieux is
Avalanche
the
are good now,
fucking
too.
man.
Joe Sakic, fucking another great Canadian player. Another
Yeah.
dude who was fucking
Yeah.
menace on those Canadian teams. Team
I
Canada.
enjoy the Avalanche jersey.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know. That's
too.
one. That's
No,
one
I
that I
like their
never
jersey
scooped
a
up
lot,
as a
too.
kid, but
When they played the Blues a couple years ago when we were all at 10. And I was rooting for them because it just fucked Florida.
Yeah. NHL, I think pound for pound has the best jerseys. Like,
No, yeah, they got the best colors
Yeah.
all down. They could have the best logo on because you don't have to have the numbers all wide and
Yeah.
shit like that.
well,
yeah.
just in general, like the Maple Leafs jerseys, I fucking don't like the Maple Leafs,
the
but they're
original-
fucking
the
sick.
original six
Yeah.
jerseys are the greatest
Yeah.
of all sports. Yeah,
they got a lot of good logos, bro.
the Canadians logo is amazing. Coming from a Bruins fan, I love their
Yeah,
logo,
the Habs.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy the Penguins logo. Little penguin playing hockey.
Yeah.
It's a good
I
logo,
enjoy
yeah.
him.
Good color scheme too.
I
you know?
fucking hate that Utah team, dude.
Oh yeah. Well,
so
I
stupid.
haven't seen anything from them.
They
Yeah.
couldn't- they
You know,
couldn't
they said they wouldn't allow them to
The
be called the
because
Yetis.
of fucking advertisement and like of
There's
'cause the Yeti
copyright
brand-
infringement.
Like
Yeah.
Yeti brand owns Yetis.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't think so.
Well, that
It's gotta
also-
be like other stuff.
That's
too.
just a terrible name to say anyway. Utah Yetis. Utah Yetis.
Yeah, but it
Utah
fits, dude. The Ducks, the fucking
It's-
whatever.
What's that stuff
Yeah.
called? Like when it's all the same sound.
alliteration.
Yeah.
Onomatopoeia?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
No.
Well, alliteration is the same letter. Yeah. Utah Yetis.
Onomatopoeia is
Utah
like
Yetis.
I
in
know,
old
when
school
you-
Batman when it's like BAM.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
don't know why you're
I don't
against the
know.
Utah Yetis.
I don't know. It's just it sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
I just don't want
Yeah.
another fucking Mormon team.
Yeah.
I don't like Utah, dude. I don't agree with them. don't
I
think
feel
they-
like that-
I don't think they should have a state. Why the fuck do the Mormons get their own goddamn state?
I
I
mean,
mean, dude, imagine being like a hockey god there, and you're like, I can have how many wives?
yeah.
Holy
Like
shit.
every hockey player showing up with like a fucking stretched out Hummer
Just
full of
six
bitches.
blonde girls.
Yeah.
They don't speak to anybody else.
They just single handedly repopulate the NHL with blonde whites in the next 20 years.
Have you ever heard
Be
the
amazing.
Yeah, it's
That-
great until you go, Joe Smith's fucking an idiot. What are you talk- he got kicked out of 8 states.
well, he found one that liked him. Have you ever heard the story
They
about
just kicked all the Mexicans out.
that too? Yeah. You ever hear the story about the day that Michael Sam got drafted in the NFL?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
All right. So
It's Jeff Fisher drafting him, right?
yeah, so it's Jeff Fisher. I can't remember who the guy was, but I've seen like a video of him like he like does like an interview about like, he's in the room with everybody. I think he's like a journalist or something, but he's in the room and it's like whatever, day 3 of the draft, like, whatever, the round 6 or something. And there comes a point when, like, Michael Sam was like the defensive player of the year for the SEC that year. Like, it wasn't like insane that he should be drafted. He was, came out obviously as gay or whatever. And then like, it was just, they were like, this is going to happen.
What year was this? I remember this kind of.
What was that? 2000, like probably 14 or something in that era? Maybe, I don't know, somewhere around there.
I was younger. I remember the college kid.
Yeah, so he comes out as gay or whatever, and he goes into the draft. He's the defensive player of the year for the SEC. So, I mean, he's going to get drafted. But there's a period of time where, like, the Rams front office knows it's about to happen. And it's a cool moment. I mean, like, say what you will about whatever, whatever your opinions are, it's the first, So it's kind of like everyone realizes this is the next pick we're going to make. And everyone's just like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. So we're about to be part of history, So they make the pick, and then they cut to Michael Sam, like, in his house at home or whatever.
Oh, bro.
And
I can still remember it, dog. I seen that shit on live
remember?
TV. Yeah.
So he's, like, there with, like, his white boyfriend, like, and they're, like, feeding cake to each other. Like, it's like, and everybody, and he's just like, and the tone in the room changes kind of, and it's like, and he's like, and I mean, we're not trying to say anything, but it's not like a very football thing for a guy to be
That's so
doing,
funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, so, but it was just like,
cool.
but then all of a sudden he's like, the room goes like quiet, and everyone's kind of just like, and then all of a sudden one of the assistants speaks up, obviously a black guy, and he just goes, "Damn! Usually you got to be in the league for a minute before you get the white bitches."
Oh, shit.
It was just like, then he was like, then everyone started laughing and kind of like broke the tension of the room. But it was just like, dude, that's a fucking hilarious story.
I love when they catch the hot mics of people swearing and shit like that. That's the best.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson threw his white bitch right away.
Oh, really?
He had a white bitch.
Oh,
but he got
yeah. I
drafted.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
he
about-
took fucking Future's fucking baby mama or
Yeah.
some shit like that?
What about CeeDee Lamb's draft?
Oh, I
coverage?
know, yeah,
His
it's-
lady like picks his phone up and he's just like,
Yeah. CeeDee
and he
Lamb.
mean mugs her.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't see that.
it's pretty funny.
What about who's the dude who always cries during the national anthems for the Commanders?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, I remember seeing him crying
Hey,
and being like, why is he crying?
So
Does he
if-
do it
if you
every
see-
game?
I forgot what his name is. Chris
Zach
something?
Ertz?
No, black
That was
guy.
a black guy.
Big guy. I
What the
think
hell
he's
was he
like
crying for the national anthem
dude,
for?
I don't know. He's mad patriotic, but he's mad funny. In his draft, his combine, right? His dick fell out of his shorts.
Oh, yeah, I
and he
remember
fell
that.
out.
Yeah.
And he had to be like, "Oh shit!" But you could hear him in the hum. I go, "My dick fell out. My dick fell out."
Dude had a
Then
hog, too.
Now he's crying on the national anthem. It's like, what's going on with this dude's
Yeah.
brain chemistry?
Aqib Talib has a great draft footage as well. He just starts doing the Dougie.
Yeah.
Like he's like just like at his house with all his cousins. He's just like
Uh,
Aqib Talib has some great hot mic moments. He's
does
got
he have some great hot mic
He's got
moments?
some battles with Steve Smith
Yeah.
going back and forth where they're both mic'd up. That's some great NFL mic'd up shit right there.
Aqib Talib has a Mike Tyson voice.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he really?
What's up, guys? Yeah, actually, that's what he has. He has like a fucking like Michael Jackson voice. Like, why you guys always hating on me?
Yo, Steve Smith, bro.
Steve Smith's a fucking man. Yeah.
I remember one clip. He essentially he goes, you know what I want? He goes, I want your mom to see me on TV doing her son like dirt.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, I fucking love this guy. And then recently he was on the Edelman podcast, and they said he was like this close to signing with the Patriots, and he went to the Ravens instead.
Yeah.
Like we were this close to having that.
Dude, he's
That would have been fucking dope, bro.
yeah.
I want to look at the years, bro. Like is that a year that we're missing like a guy like that?
Probably. You were
Like-
always missing a guy like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Steve Smith is like an over the middle possession receiver. You know what I mean? So what's he gonna do? Like you're gonna come in and have Steve Smith, Wes Welker,
I think you're-
Steve Smith,
I don't know.
Amendola, and
I think you're forgetting
Jules.
all about Steve Smith's earlier career. Like, especially like that era when it goes to the Ravens, he's still that, like, outside the lines
Yeah.
fucking burner. Like, he's still beating dudes over the fucking on the ends, like
His mic'd up tape from the Super Bowl where he loses to the Patriots early in his career.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
talking
the
some
Delomiers.
fucking all time
Yeah.
shit too. Yeah, like he's one of my favorite non-Patriots, man.
Yeah, well, and if you look at that Carolina team too, that like made it to the Super Bowl and lost to you guys, like on offense, it was Steve Smith. That was it.
Yeah.
Like there was no motherfucker other than him. Like who would they have at running back? Like Deshaun Foster or some shit? Like It was like
It's like so far, but I feel like I only remember like the defensive end from that team that had like a
Julius
good
Peppers.
run. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
good. I fucking hated that guy, but he was good.
Dude, I used to play in a flag football league for years, and there was a kid that showed up like every game in a Peppers
jersey?
and We
It's a
just called
fucking-
we just called him fucking Peppers.
That's a cool jersey.
Yeah.
Well, fucking Julius Peppers played for the both the Packers and the Bears. It was just like, damn, dude, why do you have it against me so much? Like, why do I have to see you four fucking times every year? You know, unbelievable.
People over. Wait, what you got?
Nah, go ahead.
People oversharing. You guys ever worked the freaking promiscuous party?
What's the promiscuous party?
Yeah, lay it on us, Zach. Give us some fucking industry insight over
Yeah.
here on
You
your
ever-
on your credentials, Zach.
You ever worked?
Yeah, tell us a tale about this.
So no names, no places, right?
Yeah.
But none of you guys ever worked like a swinger party?
Oh no, why the fuck would I ever work a swingers party?
Like your bar didn't just throw it on you that it was happening and you didn't have a choice?
No, is that such a thing?
Yeah, I should look into a lawyer, but
Wait a minute, where were you working when this was happening?
Nah, I don't.
I'm never gonna say it. Never gonna say it.
Yeah.
But
Was it? But I'm saying, was it like your
it was
time
in
up here?
Providence, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
So wait, were you a part of this too?
No, he wasn't.
No. All right.
No, I was on my own at this point.
Okay.
It was insane though.
Yeah.
Like
Did you get it pulled into any
oversharing-
wild shit?
No, but I peeped behind a curtain and seen a dude giving another person back shots, yo, and I was like,
What?
okay.
Holy shit!
I'm not picking up glasses out of that fucking room.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you would have liked it.
This isn't the kind of story where you can like just gloss over this. Like, what is this
Yeah,
that
what
you're
the hell,
talking
dude?
about?
Paint, paint us a picture
Yeah.
over here, bro. You know what I mean?
All right, so like politicians' kids, fucking people that you would regularly see. You know
All
what
right,
I
it's
mean?
like
shit
Illuminati
that.
shit.
It's Rhode Island Illuminati, so
Yeah,
take
all
that
right.
as what you want. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, yeah, basically.
Okay.
And it's in a shitty fucking place. You know what I mean? Like, not the greatest place.
Yeah.
And they just fucking black it all out. They bring a company in like that does that shit. They have like a club that they do that shit in, and then
Oh
they just
my
fucking
God.
like they just get going. If like you can't be weird, but there's like I learned that there's voyeurs and there's people who participate.
like cup
so
kinda
people
shit?
who just come and just
Watch.
It's the
Those are the
weirdest-
most sinister dudes.
Yeah. No, everybody should be on a list.
That's
walking
Jack
into this
Nicholson
fucking
in
place,
The
dude.
Departed.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. So hold up. All right, so they have their own. They have like a handler who like comes in and
Yeah.
is like, "This is how everything's gonna
Yup.
go. This is how we're gonna set all this shit
Dude,
up."
and he's like huge. He's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna describe him any more than that, but he's huge and he like has a stare like this and he talks monotone. So when he talks to you, it's pretty like this. Thank you. We're enjoying our time. We're having a great time over here. It's so fucking weird.
So hold
bro.
up, are people fucking in straight the bar area?
Nope. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was okay to look at.
So you're like
Yeah.
standing behind a bar and there's like
You're
a dude
bartending
just
and
like
people
getting a
are
fucking.
topless. You could look out in the back. People are literally ramming people. There's like two couples like grabbing each other up and shit like that.
How many people were there?
Over the span of four or 5 hours?
Not like
maybe
how many different people. I'm saying like at the
At a-
height of it, how many people were there? Like who are the
maybe
most?
100?
100 people just fucking.
Maybe not all fucking. No.
All right,
no.
so-
people fucking maybe like 10, 20
10, 20 at a time.
at a time.
Like is it like a train? I'm just
No,
fucking
maybe
intrigued by
altogether
this.
20. Maybe because look,
Are there
Like,
any,
what
are
was,
there
like, the
any
biggest-
black guys
yeah.
with their sneakers on?
Yeah,
We
black
have
guys with
to know.
sneakers. How
We
many?
have to know.
Nike socks are crooked.
Actually,
You guys don't know about that. Huh? I fucked that bitch to my Nike socks tank.
what? So, all right, that is a question I do want. How many black guys were there?
The right amount. What you would imagine. I like honestly
Well,
going
so I
into
would
it,
imagine there's like, if there were 100 people there, I would say
no,
like
100 people.
11.
100 people. Yeah, like that.
10%.
I thought I was gonna see like a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as soon as I heard this was going, I was like, all right, I know what's gonna happen. I was like, I'm ready for this. Like this is gonna be funny. And then I'm like, yeah, this is actually what it seems like. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah, like
Damn.
10% black guys. You know what I
10%
mean?
black guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
10% black guys. The rest
Because
were just
that's the thing.
you
is
know what
like
it was
rich,
mainly
powerful
50
white guys
50
want to fucking watch.
not even
watch
that.
black,
It was
yeah.
50. It was 10% black guys, maybe 40% rich white people, right?
Yeah.
The other 50 definitely rich white people, but they were all over like 70. You know what I mean? Like
Oh man.
it was
So
fucking
there's a lot of
disgusting.
flab
Voyeurs.
Then there was a lot of not even the voyeurs. A lot
Oh,
of the
they were
voyeurs
in
were the
it.
younger people. The older people were the ones having sex and shit like
To
that.
be
most of the
100%
time.
fair, I want to
I've
watch
only
old people have
I've
sex.
only seen a couple. It was pretty fucking funny, dude. Seen a lot of saggy balls, dude. It was
Yeah.
fucking hysterical.
Oh man.
But the people, there was only like a couple young couples having sex. Everybody else's were just like naked
Yeah.
or had their like tits out and shit like that.
Yeah.
but the people watching were the younger people, and then the weirdest thing was seeing like the middle-aged couples talk to the younger people watching an old couple fuck. I was like, this is like.
It's like, have you seen that meme that's going around lately? Like my ancestors lined up cheering my name, like as I reach for the officer's weapon or something. Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever done this. Packing a bong with fucking lint in it.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
My ancestors chanting my name as I shake 2 espresso martinis for geriatric fucking. Like,
Did you see anybody there that you knew?
Yeah.
Damn.
Not.
Like,
No.
knew by name, or just like knew, like you saw them, like knew of them from that place?
Yeah, there was people I knew, and people I knew who were gonna go there after they knew that it was happening at this place.
Yeah.
And then like 2, 3 regulars, like couples, so maybe 6 regular.
I know
what
exactly what regulars were there.
2 or 3 regular couples,
Yeah.
and then fucking the rest were all just random people. But then people that I recognize, or they would say their last name, and I would say, "Ooh,
I know who that is.
I know who
Yeah.
your father is."
Yeah. That's fucking
Shit
wild.
like that,
I
yeah.
definitely know a few of the swingers that were definitely
Yeah,
there.
we'll talk about it off camera, dude,
Yeah.
for sure.
Can
Yeah,
you-
I
can-
can't believe I never told you about that. I
That's
told you
fucking.
about this.
How
though,
long
yeah.
ago was this?
Dude, maybe like a year
yeah,
ago.
but I
Year
didn't know.
ago?
I didn't know it was like that. I just figured it was
No,
like
it was-
like I think from what I heard about it, it was more of like a sex toy show kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like I thought that's like the
they
vibe.
had that there. Yeah.
That's the vibe that I got.
Yeah,
Was
there
more
was a
like, all
booth.
right, there's like a sex toy booth, and
Yeah.
like people come here, and it's under the guise to like meet to fuck. But I didn't know you were getting your dick sucked by.
Dude, there was
Homeboys,
happening.
Yeah, but
wife
what you're
was
describing is
happening.
eyes wide shut shit.
It was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, it was Providence's Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Which, like, take that as what you will. It
Dude,
wasn't
that's
like
fucking dope.
fucking, it wasn't like grand, but it was like, it was fucking disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. The more I've
It wasn't like a movie set, is what I'm saying. Like, it was more like, that's fucking, yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes fucking shut.
dude,
Yeah.
the older I get, man, the more I'm just kind of like I know that there's something broken inside of me by like the advent of internet porn where I'm just like listening to this shit. I'm like, dude, I want to fucking go to that shit. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah,
to
no,
just see
I
gross
definitely-
ass people having
Dude,
sex.
the best thing was
that'd be fucking hilarious.
Because a lot, like, some people didn't want to work it who was working there.
Yeah,
So they hired like a very attractive lady.
Yeah.
And that was fun working with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and she must be a fucking wild girl if she's fucking like their go to like, oh no, we have somebody but we could bring in.
yeah, it was just it was like
Was it one of the 2 girls that used to do like events with us every now and then?
I mean, I'll tell
Like,
you
they
her
were
name
like-
off camera. I
they
can't
were like-
remember.
Yeah, we don't wanna put it
yeah,
on
Did they
blast.
did they
Blast.
bartend at like at a gentleman's club too?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I think I did like
Yeah,
events
yeah.
with these broads too, and they were just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you definitely
like we did something at like PC, and they were like, "Oh my god, like the Molly just wore off like an
Yeah,
hour."
These
ago."
are
I was
definitely
like,
we
"Holy
are
shit,
definitely
bro." Like,
talking about the same people.
This is
Yeah,
who I'm fucking
100%.
sharing money with. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
You if you like, all right, well, you're a married guy. Like, do you tell Renee that, or do you not even do it? Because like
I told Brie.
I don't think I would do it.
I told Brie. I was dating.
You told
Brie?
Brie? Yeah.
I told Brie.
Well, dating though is different. Like I don't
I know,
think.
but still, I didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no,
obviously
for sure.
not.
I
Yeah.
just think that, like, personally, I don't think my wife.
Would let
I
you,
definitely
yeah.
don't think my wife would like it, and it'd be one of those things where, like, I don't think I would do it just because I would just be kind of like, I don't want to be put in that
I
situation.
really needed the money though, dude. It was
Yeah.
really good money that.
Was it
fucking
good
night.
money?
Oh yeah, it was really good money that night.
What was it like tip like, or was it
Very
like their?
good. Yeah, we got a crazy tip, but also it was like the only time that place like was like, all right,
I would imagine
we'll
they
give
must
you a
have
little
paid
bit
you.
more for coming in today.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would imagine they probably just paid you a flat
Some
rate
hush
too.
money,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Exactly,
got a- yeah,
because
we got a flat
you don't
rate,
want
and then
anybody
the
fucking
tips-
walking out of
yeah,
there pissed
no.
off.
And then
Yeah.
so that's what the handlers were all about too. They were kind
Yeah.
of the one. Like obviously people have to pay to get in there or whatever. There's like fees because there's a club. That
Yeah.
little sex toy.
I'm just
thing,
saying,
you know what I mean?
if I
But-
walk out of there making $195,
Oh, I'm
like
telling
I'm
everybody.
fucking
Yeah, no,
shouting from the
that's- yeah,
rooftop
no.
every motherfucker I
mean,
saw there.
I'm not fucking
Yeah.
putting my kids through college with it, but I made
Yeah.
enough money as a
Yeah.
kid to be like fucking
Good enough.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a good fucking weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
I don't
think
gotta work
it's-
the rest of the week.
it's
That's what you
different,
need.
too,
You
is
know what I
like,
mean? It's fucking. It's not like I'm gonna do anything.
A
with it.
young man in his
Yeah.
young 20s compared to when I was your age, I had a girlfriend that was a cocktail waitress at a strip club,
Mhm.
and she was killing it. And I thought it was a cool story. Oh, my girl's a cocktail waitress. Like, if I would never let Renee work at a fucking strip
Fuck
club.
no.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so it's just like, and to your point, like, my lady would never be down with me doing that shit.
Yeah,
but
no.
I would have just been to that. If that got dropped on me, I would have just had the response right away, being like, dude, this is gonna not go over well in my house. Like, I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
gotta
why shit
shelf
happened
this
that
one.
way. Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like I don't know, man. I'm blessed enough to still thoroughly enjoy plowing my wife. So like all these like extracurricular activities, like oh, I want to check that out. It's like I'd rather just like if I'm gonna take a night off from work, it's like I'm still thoroughly excited about the chances of fucking my wife.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't need this like weird like offset of shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to.
I didn't
like,
really want to work it, but it was like, oh shit, if that's the money, dude. I mean, babe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
babe,
my
we
wife's
need
like
fucking
a
money. Right
prudish
now.
white lady. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she'd never in a million years would be like, oh, that'd be cool to check out.
Yeah.
Like if she was like, oh, let's go look, I'd be like, all right, if you want to do it, I'll fucking check it out. But I don't know. I would never.
See, I think my wife. I think that would be my wife's problem with it is that she would be absolutely down to check it out, like
Yeah.
1,000%. Like, because we're kind of the same people. Where it's like, I wonder what that would be like just to fucking go there and watch
Yeah.
those fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
You know?
No, literally.
Yeah.
Bree kind of wanted to check it out. Too,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
dude.
lie.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if I had told my wife, she would have been like, "Can we fucking get in there?" Like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah.
We got drunk on like a Wednesday one time, and she's like, "Let's go to the strip club." And
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, let's go to Wonderland." And then we got there, and I was like, "No, we're not going in."
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I used
See,
to
back
work here.
back in our days of like, because my wife used to be a fucking mess being drunk. But back in our heavy drinking days, like I've picked my wife up from a few strip clubs where like I've had to pay the cover, gotten in there, and she's just been like laid out, and I'm just like, I guess I gotta collect her. You know, that was back in our pre-marriage days, but still, we were
that's
fucking messes back in our early 20s.
That's
We kind
I
of
don't know.
we grew into each other, but at that point it was like, yeah, we used to go to strip clubs quite a few
I
times.
feel like I've always dated a girl that's been jealous and crazy enough. Except for my wife, that's like if you took her to a strip club, like you think you were gonna have a good time, and then immediately you'd not
That's
be
why I
having a
said
good
no.
time.
Well, so
That's why I said
that's
no
just
to
it.
the
Most of the
strip-
time,
yeah.
I didn't have a good time because literally it would be like her being like, "Come to the strip club." And then I'd show up, pay the cover, get in, and then it would just be her so blasted that I'd be like, "We got to get the fuck out of here, lady! Like you're a fucking menace right now." I also used to live right near. It's called like the Dollhouse now, but it used to be K2U when I was there, like with the Woonsocket strip
Oh
club.
my
You ever
god!
go there?
I remember.
I used to be able to throw a baseball at that place. So like me,
That's
my brother,
funny.
and the shit, like we used to like live down there. So yeah, it's like a strip. It's like a shitty strip club in Woonsocket.
I just know the shitty strip club right here on the fucking border of Attleboro and
Oh, Mickey's.
Mickey's.
Yeah.
It's
I-
under,
the
under
first
new
time-
ownership.
Under new
Dude,
management.
the first
Yeah.
time I ever drove by that, I was like, "Am I not in a fucking neighborhood?" I was like,
Yeah,
"This
it's-
state is
you're-
insane."
Dude, you take like a corner and it's just like residential house, residential house, residential house, strip
Mickey's
club.
fucking strip club. It
Residential
looks
house,
like a
yeah.
residential house.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
My brother-in-law, I think, had part of his bachelor party at Mickey's, like as a joke kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was it's funny. It's a funny story when he tells it though. I'm not going to do it any justice, but it's like the inside of it. Because have you ever
Exactly
been
what you
inside it?
think. No.
Yeah, the inside of it
You
is
went to Mr.
exactly what you would
Happy's?
think it would be.
Is it anything like Mr. Happy's?
No, like Mr. Happy's makes this place look, like
Really?
this place makes Mr. Happy's looks like it's like a fucking like the Ritz Carlton. Like it's like
Wow.
literally like in a fucking somebody's living room with like fucking shag carpeting with like fucking cigarettes put out in it. You know,
So-
it's like that level of strip club.
Talk
Yeah.
about Mr. Happy's. My first job in beer, restaurant, anything. Was,
Mr. Slappy's?
was fixing. No, I didn't work there. But when I was like 16, I did the beer line taps in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Joe Pisani beer line company. I don't know. He's retired now, but they
Shout
'cause-
out to Joe
Yeah, shout out
Pistani.
Joe Pisani got me in this shit.
Shout out to Pete Hess again.
And Pete Hess. Hell yeah.
What a fucking hero.
They fucking because Connecticut has the law where you got to clean your things out every week.
Yeah.
So you make good money doing it. And this dude had the whole the whole contract for like every bar in the Naugatuck Valley. So I'd wake up in the morning on the weekends, go do it until like 3:00 in the afternoon. It only takes like 10 minutes every fucking place you're at.
Yeah.
But I have to go do Mr. Happy's, and our day for it was on a Wednesday
Yeah.
in the morning. Like
So you get
11
the
o'clock. So
you're
I
looking
get
at the
I
Wednesday
get the
morning
Wednesday
crew.
morning fucking Mr. Happy's. You're like,
Oh.
hey, doll.
Yeah.
What's going on, doll? Fucking, like, dude, the worst.
$6
fucking-
you can put your
yeah,
fingers in, like,
fucking-
oh my
yeah,
God.
there was still carpet.
You should be
I was
charging
like,
more for that.
yeah. Yeah, it was literally $6 a tap.
Yeah. Oh man.
To get it, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good old Waterbury.
Oh, yeah.
I have friends who used to like live at Mr. Happy's and be like, let's go to Mr. Happy's. It's like, I don't ever want to go to that
I'm
place
not
again,
going
man.
there.
Like ever. Ever.
I can't believe that they let me in, like, even to work, you know, like, even to do, like, the
Yeah.
beer line taps.
I'm pretty sure you know what?
pretty sure it's
should
illegal.
I shouldn't say this because I don't know for sure, but I think one of my friends actually married a girl who was a stripper at Mr. Happy's. Like, I know she was a stripper, and he used to go there all the time. So I'm assuming it was Mr. Happy's.
Dude was just doing mad coke, listening to fucking Motley Crue.
Oh yeah. Well, he actually used to be a coke dealer too. So it all tracks for sure.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, nobody's gonna care about that story other than the select people who live in
50,000
Naugatuck Valley.
people in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what about Bill Burr? What about Bill Burr and Billy Corgan being brothers? You seen that?
I've seen that theory. Actually, they
It's
were
true.
like, what?
It's true.
No, it's not. Is it?
Howie Mandel fucked them both.
What?
Go watch Howie Mandel's podcast. With
Hold
them.
on. Are you
Yeah,
telling
I
me?
swear to fucking God.
No. Hold on. Are you telling me that Howie Mandel is the father of Bill Burr and Billy Corgan?
No, it's just on his podcast. He's the one who broke it to both of them.
Get the fuck outta here.
Well, so Howie Mandel had Billy Corgan on and got it out
I
of
thought
Billy.
this was just a stupid internet thing.
No,
This is real?
It always was until now. So Billy Corgan went on the podcast with Bill Burr, and the first thing Bill Burr was like, "Is you're a fucking asshole." Told Billy Corgan, he's like, "You think I never told that story for a reason?" And then started. So apparently, if you just look it up on Wikipedia, it's still gonna say that the dads are different dads and shit. But it's
Well, does that mean it's not true?
yeah, you could because
Here's
they both said it on the live podcast together. They're not he's not joking about it. You could watch it.
Yeah.
Go watch it over. It's actually insane.
Shared his
But Billy Corgan's dad was a traveling musician and had 2 kids about a year apart from each other and named them both Bill. They both grew up to be fucking famous. Imagine that.
Dude, that's a flex.
Isn't that fucking crazy? But Bill, obviously, I guess shit happened in their early life and stuff like that, which he didn't really want to. That's why his dad is his dad,
Yeah.
the Burr, not Corgan. And
I can't
Shit
fucking
like
believe
that.
that.
Isn't
I
that
thought that
fucking
was just a
crazy?
stupid internet
no,
thing.
it's actually fucking true.
Can I just say this about Billy Corgan? He's a absolutely horrible listen when it comes to interviews. He's a fucking megalomaniac. Melancholy though,
Great
it's an
album.
all-time album. Like it's
First
top
couple
10ish.
album,
Yeah.
First couple albums by Smashing Pumpkins. Are amazing.
Yeah, but like that I think was like peak Smashing Pumpkins. That to me is like the one album, like if somebody says to me like of all of the albums of the 90s, what is the greatest 90s album? I think it's that one. I do. I think that is like an absolute tour de force, artistic, unbelievable, like
Blood,
so
Sex,
varied.
Sugar, Magic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well,
That's number one.
that's like stylistic.
Sorry.
That's a stylistic album though, like unique only to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like Billy Corgan, like created like a weird, like almost like Baroque period, like 1910s French style.
Oh.
Dude, it was fucking. It's a great fucking album, and it's a
That's all
double
I
album.
heard.
It's a double album, and a double album is like start to finish, just unbelievable to listen to. It's a fucking great album, and it's so varied. Every fucking
Oh,
song on the album is
I
different.
love the album.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the best album of the 90s.
I don't know. I think pound for
almost
pound is the
feel
best
like they're
album in
like
the 90s.
like I'm jumping in on this conversation late, obviously, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it'd be perfect for me to say this, in that they're just like the Beatles of that generation, and they just fucking suck. Like they got a few.
That's
few
a
songs-
wild take. That they're the Beatles of that generation, and that's an insult.
That's actually more common nowadays than you would think.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Everybody
I
hates
just
the
I
fucking
never.
Beatles.
Yeah, I don't hate
love
them.
I
I just
love the
don't.
Beatles,
I
but-
never had a Beatles song come on and be like, "This is it."
I Am the
Well,
Walrus?
yeah.
Let me hear
Never
this
heard
song
I Am the
again.
Walrus?
No, I don't
dude?
know that
Cuckoo,
song off the
cuckoo,
top of my
cuckoo,
head.
cuckoo, cuckoo.
The entire Abbey Road.
Nah.
The entire album of
Yeah.
Abbey Road is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like everything basically Beatles. If you don't like their early like popcorn,
Yeah.
bubblegum
I
bullshit.
wanna hold your
But even then though,
hand.
even
Fuck
then
that.
stylistically, if you look at like the other bands doing that in that era, they were the best of them. Like, the fucking all those songs are like good songs. They're just
No,
they're
yeah,
of the era.
You're right.
And
yeah.
then they were the ones that changed the era. Every
right.
fucking thing the Stones did, they did 6 months after the fucking
Everybody
Beatles
wanted
did
to be
it.
the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly. So like, the way I always equate it, I think I've said it to you before, is that like you can not like butter, but it's in fucking everything.
Also,
like,
the Stones was heavy metal back then, basically, too. That was like hard rock. Like,
yeah, but even then,
like-
all of their hard rock shit came after the fucking Beatles had already done it. Like,
Yeah.
it was Helter Skelter that paved the way for that shit.
yeah, true.
Like,
Yep.
if it wasn't for the Beatles, everything you like about
Great
music
song.
today wouldn't
Helter
fucking
Skelter,
exist.
Great song.
Yeah, Helter Skelter, fucking great song. While My Guitar Gently Weeps, fucking.
That song was so great, it made Charles Manson think that the black people were going to take over the world, and he had to put fucking 12 girls in the desert and resurrect them to take over the fucking world after
I think
the
MK Ultra
Armageddon
did that,
happened.
my friend.
No,
but
that was Helter Skelter, man.
I mean, the bottom line is
Listen to it backwards, and you'll fucking do it.
you'll
too.
know. You'll know. You'll see.
the bottom line is like people who don't like the Beatles, they cannot like the Beatles. That's totally fine.
Yeah,
that's
good for
that's
you.
a
You're
fine
just not
opinion to
educated.
have, but you're just wrong. Like you're objectively wrong.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree with you on that.
People like
I
Limp
agree with you
Bizkit.
on that.
So people can
But
be
you
wrong
know
about
what?
things.
I'm gonna agree with you on that, but you're not gonna agree with me. But I think the Grateful Dead's the greatest band too.
Well, yeah. So I disagree on that, but I can't argue that they're not very good. I just don't.
Well, they
You know
got the
what?
most people to follow them around. To me, that's the greatest.
Yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean?
Well, I'm never going to shit on the Grateful Dead. They're all incredible musicians, and on top of that, like they have awesome songs. They really do. I do love the catalog of the Grateful Dead. To me, it's just like
I thought you hated the Dead for some.
No.
Oh, that's Dave, I think.
Yeah, I think even he didn't like him just because his fucking girlfriend
Ex, yeah.
ruined him for him. But I mean, to me, it's just like the Dead were like. The Dead's fans are insufferable. That's
they're
really what the
terrible.
problem is.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
terrible.
Like
They're
to me, like the guy who's just like, you know,
hey man, can I get a miracle?
well, they're like the kings of like the people like, you know what I like, man? I like this obscure song on the 1972 live album from, you know, Europe or whatever. It's just like, motherfucker, the best Dead song is Uncle John's Traveling Band. You know why? Because it's a fucking great song. Like, you don't have to be so obscure. Like,
me.
they have like so many good songs that are just like, I mean, this is a fucking great song. Just enjoy it on the
Live
album.
album, Indigo, White, and Crimson.
Oh my God.
Greatest live album. Greatest live recording. Got to be volume 9 of the downloadable series.
You know what, though? I'm going to say that I hate these people, but then I'm also going to come out and say that actually, you know what my favorite Dead song is?
What?
It's China Cat Sunflower, I Know You Rider off
Yes,
Without a Net.
yes, exactly,
That's a great
exactly.
fucking
All
version. Yeah.
in a row live. It's the best, dude. Come on.
I walked
and
myself into that one.
You have
but-
to be obscure with it too, because if you go 87, you go, all right, well, 87 before or after May when they were with Bob Dylan. 'Cause
Yeah.
They were Bob Dylan's band for all of 1987 too. Great fucking live albums because
Yeah.
they just play Bob Dylan songs for the first 4 hours, play Grateful Dead songs the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
Greatest band ever. You could play music for 8 hours straight for 100,000 people
Yeah.
in Philadelphia without having them fucking riot.
Throw batteries
Yeah,
in
eat
Santa.
house shit. Yeah, dude, it's the
Eat
best.
cow shit. Horse shit.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it was quite a tangent went off on. Well, so to lead off though, what you had said to start with the promiscuous thing or whatever, like that whole thing you would. What were we on? We were on like people telling you their life stories or whatever.
Yeah,
I fucking hate people who come into the bar.
and think it's a therapy session.
Yeah, and think that I give a shit about anything that they're saying. And
This
I
is
don't
my
know
show.
if it's like something about my face or something. Like I have this like innate ability for people to just start verbal diarrheaing at me where it's just like, you know, I took my kid to a fucking birthday party. This is a couple years ago. But I like show up with my kid. It's like at a fucking mini golf place or whatever. I have the fucking present in my hands. I'm walking in the door and I walk up to the dude. You know, and I'm like, hey, you know, this is fucking, you know, Tim, we're here for the birthday party. And he's like, hey, what's up? My name is so-and-so, and this is my girlfriend so-and-so, and this is my ex-wife so-and-so. We broke up a couple years ago, but we're still really close. We're still good friends. She's best friends with my girlfriend. They're going to be going on a fucking cruise next month, actually, together. It's wild. You know, but he's like doing all this, he like goes on this like 8-minute tangent about the last 13 years of his life.
He's
And at
about
the
to
end of it,
order a
I'm just
Miller
like, I'm like, where do you want me to put the present, dude? Like, my name is Brennan. Nice to meet you. Like, what the fuck?
Am I getting invited to
Yeah,
your
it's
wedding?
like, bro.
Sometimes I go to parties where my wife gets fucked by black guys.
I'm not against it, is all I'm saying.
No.
No, but fucking, all I'm saying is, like, have a goddamn filter, dude. No, you are not interesting. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Like, have some self-respect. Just leave something to the imagination. I don't need to know anything about you. Let me live my life, okay? Like, I fucking hate people who just sit at the bar and do that, though, where it's just like, it's an 8-minute onslaught of shit that's going on in their life, and at the end of it, you're just like, I didn't ask anything about this, man.
No, it's like the
I'm the
typical.
worst
What
at
do you
that
want
too,
to
yeah.
drink,
I'm the worst at
motherfucker?
that
Like,
too, yeah.
I
God
feel like
damn.
you did that to me today when you asked me what's new or some shit. What's good? And I was like, man, I just saw my boy, and I said the same thing. And you were basically like, well, that's just like a New England, how you doing? I don't
Yeah.
need the follow-up. to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So you're basically saying, you know, somebody sits down at the bar, and you're like, hey, guys, how we doing today? And they, like, take an oxygen-enriching breath.
Yeah, and
to
you're just
begin
like,
this
oh,
tale.
my
and you're like,
fucking God.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's like, and you can just hear the service bar printer going behind you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah,
I
it's
can't-
always. Yeah.
I can't listen to all this and focus on this. Like,
I just walk away at this point.
Yeah.
I've gotten to that point where I'm just like halfway through their story, I'm just like, and I'm leaving.
yo,
Yeah.
that is the
Yeah.
best part. I will tell you this. It's infuriating to me to work with bartenders that don't have this mastered yet. Is like you have to establish dominance to the guest.
Yes.
Like, this is my show. I will talk to you when I can talk to you, but you're number two to me facilitating these drinks out of here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if you play that game, you'll have to, like, you'll have to have less of these conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
Like,
at the very least,
you just act like you always have something urgent to be
do.
doing. And
Yeah.
it's like, if you do that, you don't, like, as soon as you lean forward and put your hands down or your elbow to be listening to these motherfuckers,
Then it's
you're
like
stuck.
fucking class.
You're stuck. Like,
yeah.
you're never going nowhere. You're not making any more drinks. This person's not allowing you to make any tips because they're draining
And those
100%
people-
of your attention.
Yeah,
Like,
and those people never pay you accordingly.
No.
Like, they're always like, I'm going to take up 47% of your fucking day, and then at the end of it, you're going to get $8. It's like,
yeah.
that was not fucking worth it. Oh, my God.
Please come see me at the Village Tavern again next week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, then they're always the fucking people that you see them walk in the door, and you're like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
This lady.
Yeah.
I feel like, you remember this chick, like Jen something? She's got like curly red hair. She was
Curly
like a
red hair.
regular at 10. Like, maybe they own like a restaurant out on the coast or something. It's like her and her husband that come in, but her husband kind of looks like Stu Pickles. I guess she kind of looks like Dee Dee, if you really. She's
Oh,
got-
yeah, no, I do remember them. Yeah.
They definitely have like a VIP account and shit
Yeah.
like that. They might even have chopsticks.
Actually,
but-
you know what? That is a good call, because I feel like the most of those people who do that are owners of restaurants. Like, because I had a couple last night, same thing. It was like, luckily it was slow last night, so whatever. But it was like they owned some fucking restaurant, like, you know, in the suburbs or something, and they both sat down, and all they wanted to do was talk my fucking ear off about literally every little thing about the restaurant. And I, like I said, luckily I had time to, but if they had come in on like a normal Monday night, it's like, dude, I don't want to fucking deal with
it's
this
like
shit. You
they're
know?
like playing this game like, I'm in the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
in
like,
the industry.
and you're not,
See?
and you're
Never
not in the industry. You're the fucking man.
Yeah.
You know, it's us against them, and you're them. You know,
Yeah.
like, go fuck yourself. You know, I don't subscribe to any owner believing that they're in the restaurant business. You aren't in the restaurant business. You are the restaurant business.
It's like, if
motherfucker,
you tell me
know?
that too as like a lady, like, I just think about all the dicks, all the chef dick you must have sucked in your
Oh, I
life
know,
too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I still have this one girl. I saw her at the
You're a sea
airport
urchin.
probably 15 years after this happened, but I was like, you got fucked behind a dumpster by a dishwasher. That's how I remember you. But I see you now with a rock on your finger with a man going on a vacation at the airport.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care what your new life is.
Yeah.
You're that
That's
girl
still
that got
in you.
fucked by that drug addict dishwasher behind the dumpster.
Yeah, I have a girl like that where like I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I see like pictures of her and like her fucking daughter or whatever, and I'm just like, you got double teamed by 2 guys I know. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like your daughter's probably going to do the same thing, just in another
Bro,
15
that's
years.
even like
Yeah.
more dark. Like, I see this
Yeah.
broad that I went to high school with, and that was like her thing.
Yeah,
Was just
just
blowing.
getting double teamed.
No, just blowing. Like, you know, she
Oh,
pulled
just
me
sucking cocks.
pulled me out of a party one time. Like, I just got to do it. And
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And she was my lady at the time. I didn't know this was the person that I had signed. You know what I mean? I was getting to know this person. And now I see like her daughters on Facebook all the time, and I'm like, those little broads are doomed for a life. I think it runs in the genetics.
Yeah. The,
Disgusting.
the town bicycle girl that I like lost my virginity to, I'm friends with on Facebook, and I just saw her like posting a bunch of wild racist shit. She's now like living in Florida like as a Trump supporter. It's kind of funny.
That's excellent.
I was like, damn, dude.
Did Trump just
good to
pull
be on
some
the right side of
shit where
history
like
sometimes.
you can't get AIDS medication now?
I don't know.
I saw somebody sharing some stuff about
Yeah.
this. But now it's like the misinformation is just allowed everywhere, and you can just do
Yeah,
whatever
you're allowed
you
to
want.
say whatever you want.
Mark Zuckerberg, who fucked an ostrich.
Well,
I
guy,
don't
yeah. Who's Don Bilzerian?
Dan
What is that-
Bilzerian?
Yeah, why
He's
does
like
that
that
name
fuck-
sound familiar?
Because he's a fucking
He was
rich,
he's
famous guy.
like a poker player, and he got a yacht, and he had all these whores, and he'd be
Yeah.
on like Instagram with all these whores being whores,
Okay.
playing poker.
Yeah, and now his
then he came
podcast
out with a
basically
thing
just
called
being-
Ignite, which was like a vape brand.
Yeah.
And then that went under, and they had all these problems like insider trading and stuff. But now I see him. All he's doing is talking shit about like the Jews.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the natural cycle of
But
things.
And I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell's this guy's fucking problem?
He just
You know what I
starts
mean?
talking about like Baphomet the god and how like the governments and the evil Jewish cabal.
Isn't Baphomet? Isn't that like a fucking like Egyptian shit or something? Yeah.
Religion's all the same shit, dude. This is the same book, like fucking remixed and re-edited
but, like-
time and time again. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
fucking, I'm
guess.
Catholic. I'm not Presbyterian. You know what I mean? Like,
So what's this guy's fucking problem with the Jews?
yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like to your point, dude. In my opinion, like all these books have just been remixed to have like they just
Yeah, but
use
there's
them as a
only
way
one
to
right one.
control
No,
Yeah,
new
new
shit, new
uneducated
shit.
people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm Catholic too, bro. Like
Yeah, that's
I'll
the right
fucking
one.
go to war about
That's
it.
the
But
right one.
I'm just
That's
saying, it's all just a fucking be the same stories, the same characters, the character traits, all of these things that show up in the Bible are the same story in like the Egyptian
Yeah, it's the Avengers.
fucking
dude.
shit
Yeah.
too. Like it's the same.
It's all the same shit in Star
it's
Wars
the same
too.
book.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking,
Star Wars.
but
But
literally Star Wars.
Bilzerian
Fuck
is
Joseph Campbell, the hero with 1,000 faces or whatever. It's all about like how like all of the stories even today are all fucking from like the stories of our ancestors or whatever, who then all like basically it's like one guy who was the originator of all of these stories and is the Christ figure and everything. You know, it's fucking Star Wars, it's Jesus Christ, it's all that shit. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, Bilzerian's coming from a point where like he's like Armenian maybe, and I don't know my history. So
yeah,
there's-
so they
he
had
should
a
hate the
tough go
fucking-
of it. They had a
Huh?
tough
He
go
should
of
hate
it.
everybody besides
Yeah.
Armenians.
Yeah, Armenians got
he's
fucked up.
Armenian, so he's basically
Yeah, you
saying
should
like,
hate-
okay,
yeah.
like
I mean,
like take
Armenians
the
history.
Holocaust for what it is, but like the Jews have killed more
I mean, if you
people
want to
than
be
they've
real,
died
there's
up
4
for, so-
quarters of ancient Jerusalem. It's weird. It's the Christian quarter, the Muslim quarter, the Jewish quarter, and then the Armenian quarter. They've always had a stake and claim into like the most sacred shit. I don't know why. But
This time, speaking of
they've
sacred
been there
shit,
forever. And they
every
just keep
time I
getting
wipe
fucked
my
by
fucking
empires.
ass, I thank our Catholic God that I didn't grow up to be a Muslim.
All right, fucking even East Asian, they have to squat.
Because they use
In the
their hands to
airports
wipe
and
their
shit.
ass. If you're missing out on what I'm saying,
No, I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think if you,
Well,
I think if you poop,
they
in a
have
certain,
to?
I think if you poop in a certain way, you don't have to wipe because it comes out clean.
you got to squat.
What?
You got to
Squat.
use the poop stool.
Yeah, you never seen the squat? Like all over East Asia, there's like not every toilet, but most of the toilets are squat toilets.
yeah, it's like
even
holes
in
in the
like
ground,
even in
basically.
like nice
Yeah.
Chinese, like even nice Chinese airports and shit have squat toilets. Just a fucking toilet in the ground, and you gotta.
You still got to wipe though.
They say you don't have.
I
to.
saw
I mean,
this
I've never
picture.
done it.
I saw
so-
this picture of this like it's got to be in like Thailand or something where everybody just lives on boats in like a marina, and it's like this old lady. She comes out on like a muumuu and she just holds herself
Yep.
off the front of her boat and just fucking shits all into the water. And you're like, holy fuck, we live in the best country ever.
Yeah.
Thank God for the United States of America.
I mean,
Holy shit.
unless our Chinese food is a lot different than their Chinese food, like after I'm done eating Chinese food, I definitely wiping a lot, like half a roll.
Yo, you ever seen that clip of like the dude who like Chris Pratt or whatever? He's on some show and he's like, sometimes it's like I'm wiping a marker.
Yeah, like a brown
it
marker.
just won't ever
Just
stop.
keeps going and keeps going. Yeah. Oh man.
That Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
I
so
think so.
so anyway, what the fuck is this guy? What is his problem with the Jews?
You don't like the Jews.
Just in
man.
general,
Yeah,
just,
he's just talking about how
Was that the shit you sent me?
the rabbi sucked
Yeah.
the baby
Yeah.
dick.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, like
He
you
talks
just
a lot about the
I'd look-
rabbis with the baby dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Shane Gillis brings that up and he's like, what if like that's the whole reason that like Hitler got going on that? He's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
We got to get rid of these guys. So yeah,
I mean, I don't like Jews because they're complaining and nasally. Like I don't hate them.
I just
You know,
figured,
like-
well, that's what I thought. I just figured, like, I
I don't-
saw
I
the
don't want
Dan
him to fucking
Bilzerian
disappear.
shit, and I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this guy's fucking problem?
Yeah. I mean,
What's the
I-
and then I started listening to it more, and I was like, oh, he's coming from a point of, like, his ancestors were oppressed, and he's just being like, why do these guys get away with everything?
I guess so,
You know
because
what I mean? Like,
the Ashkenazi Jews went up to the
Ashkenazi-
Caucasus. Ashkenazi
Ashkenazi? Yeah,
went up
whatever
to
it
the
is.
Caucasus now, right?
the Caucasus.
The Caucasus, that's where Armenia is.
Yeah.
Armenia's,
Dude, I saw-
Armenia's got a terrible history, just genocide.
Oh, yeah, genocide for sure.
left and
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
dude.
I saw something about dogs where, like, black people don't let dogs lick their face. Do you know that?
No, I've never seen that.
And they're like, is your dog black or not? It's basically the trend going around. You just hold your dog up to your face, and if they don't lick you, they're black, or they're just from a black household or
Gotcha.
whatever.
I've seen that.
And somebody commented on it. They're like, "Well, shit, my dogs are from the mountaintop of the Caucasus Mountains because they'd be kissing me every day."
I love my dogs.
Yeah. What about this shit? You fucking know? You ever heard of a blue motorcycle?
No.
Or I've heard of like
I've heard
a
of liquid marijuana.
I've heard of like a bong water or something like that, which I assume is the same shit. But like, do you know either of those drinks off the top of your head?
No.
I never.
I would imagine the marijuana's got Midori in it.
Yeah, probably.
It's like a Maduri, blue curacao, Captain Malibu, pineapple kind
Oh,
of
it's
shit.
A fucking,
Yeah, so it's a fucking
Defender, whatever.
It's a fucking blue Hawaiian with
what's the
Midori
one-
in it,
what's
basically.
That, what's that fucking drink you made with the Malibu and the blue and the fucking coconut and the?
It's been a minute since I actually had to look at my drink list, man. I don't
I feel
fucking
like
remember.
I was making that one up until a couple months ago.
I do hate that though. As a fucking bartender, some asshole
the
coming
pineapple Percocet.
in.
Yeah, it's like a
Percocet.
pineapple
Yeah.
Percocet kind of. Yeah.
I hate that when people like come in and they're just like, "Do you know this obscure drink?" It's like, no,
I know
nobody knows this fucking
I know
obscure
15
drink.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, but I used to always know the answer to this. When somebody would try to get me, I'd be like, "You're not gonna get me. I fucking know them all." So like when somebody would get me, it would be like a memorable occasion for me. You know what I mean?
Towards the end, I started getting a lot of like Sex on the Beach and like Tequila
Yeah, I mean,
Sunrise.
I know those, but I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, the people who like come. Well, that's another thing too. Is like
But I
people,
never got it
people
before
can't
then.
disconnect from the fact that it's like just because you had a fucking drink at like some goddamn bar in fucking Tulsa with this
Yeah.
name doesn't mean that I fucking know what it is in fucking Providence, Rhode Island. You fucking cocksucker, you know?
Yeah, like we've officially eclipsed the point where like that oblong book with all the drinks in it
Yeah.
has become like just a starter point for it. It's
Right.
like bars have like especially like when we all work together, it's like the drinks were named what I fucking named them for
Yeah.
the most part.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like if you like went to Maine and were like, "Oh, I had a pineapple
Yeah, it could be
Percocet,"
a
this week,"
craft
they'd be like, "I don't know
cocktail,
what the
yeah.
fuck that is."
That
Fuck
also-
you.
It's
You know
someone's
what I mean?
cocktail
Like,
program.
That
yeah.
book or whatever, like, it just gave you like a popular version of that. Like, if I asked you to make a Mai Tai and asked you to make a Mai Tai and I made a Mai Tai, I bet you all three of our fucking Mai Tais would be wildly different.
yeah, but that
you
drink,
know?
that book that I'm referring to has like 6 different Mai Tai recipes. in
Yeah,
it.
well,
You know what I
because,
mean?
yeah,
So,
it's
like,
one of them
and-
drinks
yeah, but
that you could
there's
do it.
it
6 of
was
them.
like a comprehensive book, like
Yeah.
15 to 20 years
What,
ago.
Fine,
Like
there's 6 of
Codex?
them, but there's 1,000 ways to fucking make
book?
it. It's fucking light rum, dark rum. You could do spiced rum. You could throw fucking,
Which book?
but the, you know, like
I
the
don't
fucking
even
thing.
remember what it's. You
So
probably
it
never
had
even
like a
seen
black
bro.
cover
It's-
with like
yeah.
a red outline. It was fucking it's like
It
the
was
bar
shaped-
Bible
It was
kind
shaped
of
like
yeah.
this. It was like long and tall. It
Yeah.
had a black cover and like a spiral like thing holding
one
it
of
all
those?
together.
Yeah.
And it was almost on
like
like
a recipe
It was
book.
almost on like Bible paper. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It was like thinner.
That last bartender was what made me fucking read the cocktail codex. It was so gay.
Yeah, that is gay.
I don't know. I had a situation happen like this, right? Where I don't know the last place we worked at together.
Yeah.
The fancy place next door, the head of their beverage program, right?
Stupid bitch.
So yeah, the Penguin. So I fucking
yeah.
so I let this bitch like look at my cocktail list, right? And I tried to explain this to her. And this is like a classic person that I can't stand. Like they don't download the information that you're talking to them. They're just simply waiting for their turn to talk. You know what
I
I
know
mean?
exactly what you're talking
So
about.
I
Yeah.
tell this broad, I go, look it. I go, this came from a point in time where I'm bootlegging out of my house and I don't want to buy every single bottle. So I went ahead and I made all of the flavors on my own through tinctures and syrups and all of this shit to not have to go out and buy every single $60 schnapp that's on the market to accomplish what I want to accomplish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I tell her all this. And then I say, hey, here's the QR code. Bring this up. And the first thing she says is like something stupid, like, you're putting this in this? And it's like, hun, I told you this is like an outside of the box. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is like somebody's like, Bam Margera making up his own fucking lettering system. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, and just couldn't download that. You know what I mean? Instantly went to like criticism. And it's just like,
Well, that's not
I
even
just-
criticism. That's her just wanting to be like, well, no, I want you to
No,
know
she's
that
just
I
like,
know
I'm better than
this.
you. I'm better
exactly.
than you. I'm better
than
That's
you.
all
I
it
hate
was.
it, yeah.
That was just like a vehicle for you to be like, oh, I'm smart too. It's like, oh, cool. Good,
I
good
hope
for
she's
you.
fired from
Yeah.
that fucking restaurant.
bro, I can't. And that's like another thing that I can't stand either. Like, I consider myself to be a pretty smart bartender, if you will.
Yeah.
But I'll never consider myself to not outwork the smarts that I do have as a bartender. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking there. I'm there to work. I'm not there
Yeah.
to talk. I'm not there to
Oh, yeah,
share
yeah.
knowledge. Like, I'm fucking busting drinks out. I'm fucking putting fires out before they start. I'm fucking, especially when we were working together, I'm fucking busting the table that's so far out of my area of responsibility that it's a fucking joke. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm getting fired up to work, like, within this machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll always take a guy like that
Yeah, that
over
was-
like somebody that has this fucking like law degree of cocktails. Like, can you fucking work?
Yeah.
Like, do you make smart
No, they
decisions?
always can't.
Do
They
you
always
fucking
can't.
put
No,
all
they
this
never
shit
can.
together?
Always
And
can't.
another kid that we all love to
it's the
hate on
worst, man.
is like that. Like, he prides himself on having all this fucking knowledge and all this shit. And it's like, but dog, I've been in the trenches with you and you shit your fucking pants every fucking time. You create more problems. You're a terror to work around. Your organizational skills are a disaster. You can't keep your drawer on point. Like, all this shit. It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck if you know the third variation of a fucking I don't even know how to say this drink, Veuve Carré or however.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about all that. You can learn all that on the fly. Like,
Yeah.
an experienced bartender can tell you the recipe while they're fucking making a drink. You know what I
Not
mean?
to
Like,
mention,
fuck your book reading shit. Like, can you grind and make drinks and bang shit out?
Yeah.
That's who I want to fuck with.
not to mention
Like,
in the day
always
and
the
age
better
we live
restaurants
in,
to
with
work
like the
like that.
digital age and shit, like anything that you fucking know, I can look up on the fucking
Yeah.
internet.
2 seconds.
And because I'm so much better at everything else than you, I will have all the time in the world to look it up on the fucking internet. You won't have enough time to work like I work because you can't do that. I can fucking everything you're telling me right now is nothing I can't fucking learn on a Wikipedia article in 3 fucking seconds. You know? Like that yeah. So are you Googling blue motorcycle now?
Yeah.
As a yeah,
it
there you
takes
go.
2 seconds.
There you go. Now we already know. It looks fucking terrible.
It's
a
a
Long Island
fucking,
iced tea
it's
with
a
Long
fucking
Island
Grateful
iced
Dead
tea.
without Chambord in
Yeah.
it. Is that what it is?
Oh, that's terrible.
It's exactly what it is.
Oh,
It's
that's
got
fucking awful.
tequila instead of triple
Oh, that's
sec.
fucking awful.
No, tequila's in the Long Island.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
traditional, no,
Oh,
wait,
no,
the
not a
traditional
traditional,
Long Island
no, not a-
vodka rum
yeah.
gin triple.
Yeah.
I
Not
put
a
triple
traditional.
and tequila in there. I put every booze you got.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
supposed
fucking,
to. Yeah. It's
I don't know,
Look
man.
it up.
That's the actual recipe. That was probably because when it got made, nobody was fucking drinking tequila
Dude,
in America in 1920.
If Long Island iced tea doesn't have tequila in it, like I don't even know
Bro,
what to tell you.
I-
I've been
I-
making them that way my whole fucking
It
life.
doesn't,
You gotta-
dude, I'm telling you.
You got to look up like original recipe.
I guess our Google. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we can't Google it.
Yeah, don't fucking Wikipedia. So.
This one says 5 high proof spirits, so it's
Yeah.
got to have the tequila in it.
That's what I'm
too.
saying, dude. It's fucking everything.
Maybe I just because I learned from you. I put the tequila in it though. I
5
put
different
every,
liquors.
I put every
It's fucking rum,
Bro, this
tequila,
is like,
vodka,
this is an
gin.
example
Yeah,
of
triple
a
sec.
fact
Put all the-
where
yeah. Put
fucking
all the white
our
liquors.
timelines have merged.
Yeah.
We are not from the same. We are not from the same
I don't know.
timeline, bro. There's a
I've never
fucking, there-
I've never
whenever-
not put tequila in my Long Island.
Whenever they set off that fucking particle accelerator thing is like when our timelines crossed.
Yeah.
Like the Berenstein beers is my shit. Berenstein beers must be your shit.
Bernstein.
There's
Yeah.
no tequila in Long Island's in my fucking timeline. And there's a few other things that we've been across. Oh, that guy. Who's the guy from the Howard Stern show? He's fucking dead in
Baba
my.
Booey.
No, the Artie
Artie
Lang,
Lang?
or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like he died in my timeline. He's alive in yours, apparently.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't fucking understand. Like Artie Lang's in a movie about softball where they talk
Beer
about
league.
having herpes all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's dead.
You ever see Dirty Work? Him and Norm Macdonald?
No,
It's a fucking
I
great
love Norm,
movie.
bro.
Dude,
Norm, I feel like Norm doesn't get enough love.
in that
like-
case, you got to watch Dirty Work. Dirty Work was like one of my favorite movies of the 90s. Great movie. Have you seen it?
I seen it when I was a kid. I haven't seen it in
Yeah.
a while. I know the movie though.
And it has like
I know,
so
I
many
love
good
Artie.
cameos
I
in
love
it.
Artie Lang.
Yeah.
I love
He's not
Norm.
dead,
I love
though.
Norm Macdonald just destroying like the late night television scene. Like he'd
Oh, yeah.
go on and just ruin.
He was
like,
a fucking
whatever
menace.
bit.
Yeah.
There's one bit where some girl leaves the show Melrose Place to do like a movie with Carrot Top.
Yeah, I saw
Have
that.
you seen that
Yeah,
one?
where's
Oh
that
my
going?
god.
Yeah.
What did he
It's
say
just-
to her?
I got a new name for that movie. It's
Yeah,
called Box
I'm
Office
bored.
Poison.
No, it was called board
No, it was called. The movie was called Chairman of the Board.
chairman of the
Yeah.
board,
and
he said,
and they shouted. They go, "What's the movie called?" So everybody can go see it. And she's like, "Chairman of the Board." And then Conan's like, "Do something with that, you sicko." And he goes, "I bet the board spelled BORED." Like,
yeah.
like just like boom, like he had it, bro. He was fucking funny, bro.
Yep.
He was the man.
Yeah.
What about going back to a little history over here? You ever hear this story about George Washington being protected by God?
No, but he
No.
was a fucking badass. Bro.
Like, you know, he was like a courier in like the French and Indian War.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like Indians fighting alongside them. And there was like this some old Indian was dying.
You
And
don't
his
wanna get me
last
going on that.
his last wish was to see George Washington because he was an expert marksman. And he said that him and his men shot George Washington 17 times. And he never fucking died. Never got cut. Never got hurt, never got injured, and they said, "Before I die, I just want to see a white man who's protected by God like this."
This motherfucker like staked out like an Indian like camp for like days, and then attacked it single handedly and scalped all of them, and just walked back to wherever he was fucking from in Virginia.
Good for him.
And then we just ended up electing that dude our first president.
You know, George Washington's the richest president we've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see it.
He was the wealthiest landowner of that
yeah, I was
of
gonna
that
say
generation.
landowner. My
So you can suck my dick with your this revolution is about the little guy bullshit. Anyway.
my last name when they came over from England, they came over to Virginia during that time and shit, and they were supposedly land speculators, wherever the fuck.
Yeah.
The same job he had
Andrew Jackson and all them.
Yeah, but they were around the same county and shit, and they both were in the militia during the French and Indian War. I looked up all them records. The same Virginia militia, so they must have crossed paths one time.
Yeah.
I thought that
And
was
look
cool.
where you fucking ended up.
Yeah, good old American dude, bread and butter, dude. Come on.
That's still like a great reference from the first Shane Gillis special. Like, what did the South say? I'm gonna walk down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk
down there for a
I'm gonna
month.
Yeah. Just mad as fuck.
What do, I feel like we talked about this last time when I was talking about like most racist things that I've ever heard, and some guy was saying that the greatest day in American history was the second time they dropped the bomb on Japan.
Oh, that's.
And there's a guy who they interview. I forget where I saw where you can go look at this interview, but it's got to be YouTube. But he survived the first attack, and then he worked in. Where was the first attack? Hiroshima?
Yeah, Hiroshima.
And then Nagasaki. So he
Nagasaki.
worked in Nagasaki. So he survived the Hiroshima attack and went to work a few days later in Nagasaki, and then he survived that attack too.
Dude
So he
must.
got both bombs
Yeah.
dropped on him.
Did he end up being?
survived?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did he become a superhero?
Well, they were small. They were small bombs back then. Those nuke bombs weren't big.
Still
If
killed
you
a fucking
see-
150,000
I know,
people
yeah,
a whack.
no, true,
You know? Yeah.
true. But like the circumference and area and like the damage they
Yeah.
done wasn't it?
Oh, dude. Speaking about military, did you hear about this fucking New Zealand warship that sunk?
Good. Fuck them.
Well, it was a $61 million warship, and the admiral of this warship,
General?
lady lesbian,
Yeah.
appointed by wokeness.
Oh no.
I bet she fucking was.
Why? What's with the New Zealand beef?
Dude,
I
they're
got
just
no beef.
fucking
Oh, yeah, yeah,
pussy.
what-
They're just pussy.
Yeah.
How are you just that? How are you just? I don't know. They rub me the wrong way, dude. They rub me such the wrong way. You worked so hard to call your country New Zealand, Auckland, all this, and then you're just gonna be like, oh no, we're the Maori people. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do this before we do fucking.
Oh, yeah,
rugby
the
and shit.
bullshit,
it's
yeah,
like,
that
shut
shit,
the
yeah.
fuck up, dude. They're so fucking annoying. Yeah. I can't stand them.
That and
All
also,
them
I
fucking
gotta say, man,
motherfuckers.
like to me, like the people who complain about like colonization and shit, they're the same motherfuckers that like complain about the Chiefs winning Super Bowls. It's like you can't hate somebody because they're fucking good. Like all you motherfuckers were the guys who were colonizing other people, and then you get mad when somebody fucking does it better than you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you read the book. There's that book. I'm always gonna fuck this title up because it's like a bunch of words, but it's like germs, steel, guns, whatever the fuck it is. But it's basically like the history of humankind as like kind of like a island by island, we're coming to fuck you up kind of like culture. The people who always end up sedentary, like the people who like settle down and do agriculture, always inevitably end up getting fucked up by the people who just go island to island fucking people up. So it's like all you are the descendants of people who used to go island to island fucking people up and then got mad when somebody went island to island fucking you up.
Do you see like the cities in China and shit like that?
What do you mean?
Like they're just fucking so much better than ours.
Oh,
Like,
well, yeah, I don't
they're,
know.
They're fucking. Go watch like a YouTube video of a dude walking around any city in China. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane. You're like, what the fuck? They got like buildings on top of buildings and roads that go.
Yeah. All I'm saying though is like the people who, you know, you're just fucking
They're
mad because
fucking
you're
doing
on the
better.
fucking losing side. Like, you know, and even then you're not even on the losing side because you're fucking here. We're all descendants of somebody who raped and killed and murdered somebody. I promise you, you know? Like, you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
I feel like on that note, we're getting raped, killed, and murdered out of battery life, and we're down to 4%. So
All right.
that might be
Let's
the
call it then.
might be the end of the
All right. Yeah.
end of the Aryan front that we've presented to you today.
And the Fourth Reich's done already.
Well, I'm not fucking, yeah, whatever.
You're German.
Fuck you guys.
I'm not German.
Apart.
Fuck you guys, and that one guy definitely didn't help that Nazi kill himself. See you later.
Later, guys.